What is going on, Don't Unfriend Me Nation? Matthew Spear from the Don't Unfriend Me show, along with my good friend Leeroy here tonight. Good to see everybody. Leeroy, how we doing, buddy?
What is going on, folks? I am wonderful, Matt. I'm hoping everyone out there in the interweb world is doing great.
You don't call me
trying day.
You don't call me Matt very often. Did you know that?
What do I normally call you? I have to think about that.
You don't usually call me Matt. It's Bubba or brother but you very rarely Matt. Like, you don't use Matt, and that's okay because
Feeling especially formal today.
No, it's not a bad thing. It's just it's foreign. It's like when Olivia calls me. It's like Olivia calls me Matt. I'm like, what? That's weird. Usually it's honey, sweetie, pumpkin tits, whatever.
I'd call you sweetie. I'd call you pumpkin tits.
You've got carte blanche, Bubba. You can do whatever you want. So
thanks.
It was kind of cool. We were running a test. We'll show everybody the test today. Jason was over from PFC Flags, and it's always good to see him. And he was on the floor with a dog, and they were just rolling around. And he is going to make the in space in between the desks look so badass. Like, he just expanded on the idea. So excited for you guys to see. We just did a test run this afternoon. You probably didn't see it, but if you did, great. If not, we'll show it to you. Just give you an idea of what things are looking like. Please share the hell out of this, folks. We need you. Share it. We'll see you soon.
Yes.
3 minutes. Hi, Santana.
Real important message here. If you haven't checked it out yet, you absolutely have to. There is this podcast that I'm sure some of you have seen me on. It's phenomenal. It's called The Dumb Show or The Don't Unfriend Me Show. You can find them on all social media at The Dumb Show or visit thedumbshow.com. Listen to their podcast. Absolutely perfect with host Matthew Spear.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me show with your hosts, Matt, Leeroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
No Olivia and Amy tonight, obviously. It's Thursday night. It's the swinging dick party here in the Don't Unfriend Me show. It's Leeroy, Matt.
Total sausage fest here, folks.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, that's all we do is bring in the German sausage, and here it is. And a little bit of Greek and black, too, because we found out that Leeroy's African-American and, surprisingly enough, Persian. So,
right?
It's seriously like, it's like, how did you get a clearance?
Our penises will blot out the sun. Yeah.
Wow. The English
Don't mind
comes
me.
out. No, please. We don't. We love it. Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. We are excited to have you here. I'm resetting the goal because Olivia is not back yet. Studio is doing really, really well, and we're trying to continue to bring you updates because it's important, right? I mean, this is 67 of you went ahead and donated to this process. That's a lot, considering that's more than pretty much 70% of our original social media, which would be Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Right.
You know, we got about 150 viewers on those 3 channels, which isn't great, but it is what it is. That more than half donated is incredible. And that half raised $20,362 is even more incredible. So we're pretty excited about it. And we want to make sure that you get to feel what we're feeling. Last donation last night was Mel at $41.69. Put us over 400. We've overdriven our goal twice. Thank God. We need it. So tonight we're back up on 300. We would love to overdrive again. We just want to overdrive going into Monday. Monday, things get back to normal. I'm going to start pushing Facebook hard. Our monetization's turned back on, and I know how to do it. So I'm going to crush on Reels, and we're going to have videos and news articles and get posting memes again and start driving that traffic to hopefully generate revenue. But right now we could use the help. So if you would not mind, please go to thedumbshow.com/donate. Pick up a shirt, a hat, some coffee, whatever. We're wearing some stuff right now that you get on the show. And it is all 5-star. We don't do any tchotchke shit. This is good stuff. It's all amazing.
No, it really is.
It's good. It's good stuff. We don't sell cheap stuff. And if
you
we
know,
do,
I'll say this.
Oh,
the shirts, I've had them for a number of years now, even this one, and they have not faded, right? They have remained soft. They have not shrunk. They are very, very high quality. I'm really impressed with these.
well, I appreciate that you are. And you know, listen, you're going to pay a premium for them, but you can get 10% off by using code DUM10, DUM10, and you get 10% off. Trust me when I say this, whether it's the coffee or the books or the hats or the shirts, it doesn't matter what it is. You're going to be happy with it because everything on our site has 5 stars, except for a couple of people who didn't understand that 5 stars is good and 1 star isn't. They thought, well, 1 star, you're the number 1 star. No, that's not good. 1 star is bad. But it doesn't matter. We have one of the highest rated retail shops on the internet. And you can go because we actually pay $30 a month to be rated on the quality of our product against other shops. And we do that to show you that our stuff's good. So go over there and do it. We don't talk about the store enough, but go to thedumbshow.com. And you can also type in /donate at the end and help us out in PayPal, Venmo, whatever, to make sure the show stays free and keeps going. So today was waiting on Amazon. So, you know, we're at that stage. Like I had everything stacked, but then it's the little nuance, the things that you don't know you need. So you're like, oh crap, I got to order that. Now I got to wait a day. You know, it used to be like, you know, just go to the store, but that's not so easy anymore.
Right.
But I decided to go ahead and get the lights hooked up and started to put in the lights. And I realized, you know what? I haven't even checked the cameras yet. How good are the lights that we currently have? Just the lights in the ceiling and the ceiling fans. How good are they?
Right.
And dare I say, they are absolutely pretty stellar.
No, that looks amazing.
Yeah. So this is E and I doing a test, and audio sucks because it's coming out of the Mac and it's not our. But you can see the difference in this show versus this now looking like a Candace Owens or, you know, a Ben Shapiro quality studio, and our lights aren't even in place. We haven't even balanced the cameras yet. We don't even have the stuff on the wall. We haven't added any color to it.
Right.
We're losing light slippage going underneath where our feet are because we don't have those boards up. I mean, there is so much to be done, but this is extremely encouraging at the onset that things are starting to really come together, and we picked the right color patterns, and we painted the walls properly where just the current ambient light is enough to really make it. We could go with this, fine tune a few things, and I think we would be ready for a show. So we're getting real close.
Now, that being said, I mean, that begs the question then, the current set that we have, is this one of the final shows for that? I mean, are we supposed to look behind you at the back wall and all of the don't unfriend me and the American, now, obviously not the American flag, but certainly the guns and maybe the booze? Are we looking at the end of an era here?
That's a really good point. So, just to be transparent, a lot of this stuff is going to come with the Spartan helmet is a staple. The flag folded, of course, is going to come. The liquor is going to come. The M1, the Facebook counter, which I unplugged the internet before this to test it, hasn't reset yet. The American flag and the AR is going to go. So, and the Lincoln, but the difference with that and why that's important is because that's only going to take up about 1/5 of the wall. That's how big this room is. So the set is going to look very different. It's really not going to look different from a sense of there will be familiarity to it, because you'll see things and go, oh, well, I've been watching that for 4 years, but this will not be the same show. The camera angles won't be the same show. The way we communicate won't be the same show. Carrie says the lighting on me right now is perfect. Yeah, and it took 4 years to get there. But what we've got in that show is different. So we're adding backlights too. So a backlight, it's called a hair light, and it's one of the most important lights you can have. And essentially, it shoots down the back, and it illuminates this and your shoulders, and that helps you stand out against a background. But we're also going to be able to experience something else, which is bokeh, because we have depth now. So we get to play around with the camera angles, and there's going to be independent cameras. So it's going to be very, very different. So although this lighting might be perfect now, it's not good. It's good enough for what we have, but all of these colored lights behind me are not conducive. All the color and not having dark background is also not conducive to good lighting, because it confuses the camera. So, but it's such a confined space, and I'm putting so many things in a small space.
Right.
The light can't breathe. The light can't bounce. The light can't absorb. And the sound is the same way. So this studio is going to be very different than what you've experienced. You will see me in a different light, and anyone who comes in a different light, because it's actually going to look real-time authentic versus kind of just a mishmash of what we have now. And I know people are like, well, you really look good in our picture right now. It looks good. Yeah, but it's not. We're finally getting what we want, which is a studio. And that's what we've been dying for. Space where we can move around, or I can decide to get 2 chairs and put it up against in a corner and start talking to somebody if I want to, without having to go, oh shit, well, that wall's not done, or that wall has a picture on it and it won't look good. So to have the space, it's pretty awesome. First of all, real quick, James Cody said he needs a prayer. We'll most assuredly do that off show, and wish you the best. I hope you're okay, James. Tommy says, hey guys, need some good vibes. I'm sort of laid up, and I think my hip and my good leg is finally wore out. Going to have the doctor look at it ASAP. Tommy, we wish you the best, and we hope you're okay. Leeroy, I've talked a lot. Good to have you here. Anything we need to be caught up on with you?
No, I tell you what, it's just been a crazy, crazy busy week for everyone who knows what my personal life is like. Next week, I'll be doing the military thing, and this is be one of my final ATs ever, so I'm really kind of jazzed about that. But today was just stupid busy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I can't give away too much.
No, but there's a lot going on, folks. And, when you pull people out of embassies in the Middle East, there's a reason why, is because that's not for an offensive response. That's for a defensive response, assuming there's going to be retaliation for something that's about to happen. So when you see that our embassies are being cleared out, and they happen to be embassies that are in places like Saudi Arabia, places which are prime targets for Iran, you can deduce that there is something coming of a heavy magnitude that the U.S. government doesn't like. So you guys can figure it out and read writing on the wall, and know that Israel is probably going to take advantage of the integrated air defense systems that they took out in Israel a short time ago. Iran is vulnerable right now, and there is a prime opportunity that if you're going to hit these nuclear sites, now is a great time. But also not just their nuclear sites, but their Shahed drones that they sell to Russia and use against Israel. These manufacturing plants are also vulnerable. There are weaponries and military grade gunpowder, black powder, projectiles, shells that they also make in Iran. So this is a good opportunity if Israel wants to cripple Iran and set them back next 10 to 20 years. The time is now. We'll see what happens.
I just need 15 seconds off camera. I got to get up for a second.
Go for it. So I just want people to understand is that though Leeroy can't talk about certain things, there's a lot going on right now. And this weekend should reveal quite a bit. So we'll find out from there. So I will just tell you that the military community, the intelligence community is you never leave it, and you can listen and talk to people and hear. When you hear something like, yeah, I can't go into a lot of detail. You know something's amiss, something's going on, and you just feel it. And I've heard this from multiple people. Go ahead.
If I can share something, just so that everyone, I'm going to send this directly to you, Matt.
Okay.
Where the hell's your text?
I don't know.
Let's play a little game here.
Is it the size of a baby's arm?
It's probably a little bit bigger.
Oh. Is it just the tip? Just see how it feels?
Let's play Spot the Leeroy if you can.
Oh. You just sent this to did you send it to Dumb Chat? Where'd you send it?
No, I sent it to your text. So that when Matt is talking about, there are some things that people can talk about, can't talk about. There are people who are still halfway into their military life and or still do things that are important, right? This would be an example of it.
Yeah. Deborah said bad weekend for a parade. But when we ended on that last night, and I believe that any weekend for a parade of that magnitude isn't a good idea. It's the Army's 250th birthday. I don't care. I don't think the parade's a good idea. I think it's a waste of money, and I'm all about not spending taxpayers' money. Oh boy.
Well, wait, where am I on that? Do we even know what that is?
Well, yeah, but hold on a second. I want to try to find you first. Are you? You're not the brown Carhartt jacket up in the middle, are you?
I'm way up top in the middle. Yep.
Yep, you're in the Carhartt. It's a Carhartt jacket. It's tan and brown collar. Is that correct?
Yep.
I see. I can spot you from a mile away. That's not. This is Intel 101.
Where am I in that one?
You're in behind the wheel, my friend. Dude, do you know I did imagery too? Okay. It's not that hard.
For every. So
wait, don't wait. Well, let's hold a contest.
Yeah.
Like people send in your thoughts. What is it? And maybe we'll do a t-shirt if you get it. And if they don't get it, I'll tell you what it is. And we got another picture. We got more pictures here. Hold on.
There's one more that I still have yet to see.
Yeah. Okay. Here's another one.
Save as. There we go.
Wow. Look at that. So we're going to give it ICBM. You got to be more specific on that, Patriot. You can't just say ICBM.
Right?
Yeah, you can't. I mean, if you want to get really specific, I can tell you what its well-known name in the media is, and then what it actually is. So we'll shrink this down, and we got about 15 more seconds.
I'm going to send you one more.
Wow, is that an amphibian vehicle? No, that would not be an amphibian. It would sink. No. We're going to do about 5 seconds, and if we don't get a guess.
And last one.
Okay. Give me the last one. Oh, yeah, you are in a car. That's a Carhartt, isn't it?
It's It's a knockoff Carhartt, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Carhartt jacket. Do we have any guesses that are right? I think that's the best picture of it, right? Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. By
Folks. The official name. We'll start with you guys know what it is. It's a Scud missile. The SS-1C, I think, is Scud B, but it actually is a Russian. And pardon me if I'm wrong. It's been a while. 9P11-7. Fuck, I don't know. Maybe Michael, whatever. It's a transporter, erector launcher. Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, it's a spot on. It's a Scud B.
Yeah, Scud B. I haven't. You don't forget this shit, folks. You learn it. You don't forget it. You just don't. Yeah, go ahead.
I was fortunate enough to be able to take a class that involved the final day where we got to play around with this thing, and it's a Soviet era, Soviet bloc era Scud B that at some point was given over to a neighboring country, and then somehow or another we acquired it. So,
yeah, and Scud, it is what it is. But that's a cool photo. That's a neat photo.
Yeah.
I would be remiss to let you guys know if I didn't tell you, music festival this weekend in Virginia, the Cool Spring Distillery from my good friend John Fugue. June 14th, 2025. Nighthawks will be playing there at 7 p.m. along with music all day long. Gates open at 12:30. Music starts at 1, and they have amazing food, and it is a whiskey distillery. My good friend John he donated last night $250, just came in and said hello. He didn't ask for anything. Adeline, hello. And he just texted me. He's like, hey, man, I hope you can make it. And yeah, Jason from PFC is going to be out there selling flags. So we're going to swing by and support our good friend John because we love him. So if you're in Virginia, let me know, and I'll send you details. But that is what you can do if you're there. I also would be remiss if I didn't tell you about our good friend Still Point. And Nick Carroll reached out to me today. It's amazing. The show's getting big enough where people are like, hey, will you mind plugging us here or there? Nick, did you send me the damn link, buddy? 1 second. I got to install it. Messenger is a pain in the ass. I hate Messenger. God.
Oh, it's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's just a piece of shite. So it's installing. If this was the new computer, it would have been done before I woke up this morning. That computer is amazing. Loading, trying to get the link open. I bet he texted it to Olivia. Sorry, folks. Our people are important. Yes, continue as Matthew Spear. Yes. Come on. Save. And oh my God, turn on notifications. Yes. Okay, Facebook. Yes. Just give me the meat and potatoes. All right. So Nick Carroll. Now, this is an interesting thing. If you don't know, the music industry is something that I really, really enjoy. What do you mean I'm not up on X? Yeah, we are. We got 11 people, but we're on X. Oh, I got to go check it. Sorry, folks. Listen, live TV, what do you want me to do?
Right.
Just too many things. Hold on, I got to figure this out. All right, so X it's live. I'm looking at it right now. We're right here. My grumpy puss is right here. In here,
Sure, you have the right address to whoever the listener is.
Yeah. There it is. I just put it in the link. There's the broadcast. We're on X. Go share us out, please. Okay. We got a lot of people on anyways. Yeah, we got a lot of people. Okay, so here's the deal. Still Point is one of my favorite bands of all time. And listen, it's because they have great music. And you guys, anybody who's been with me for 2 minutes knows that I am a connoisseur of music, almost as much as hockey or politics or any of the things that I have a penchant for. But this music is something I love. Name that tune. I was a god at Name That Tune. People are like, I can name it in 7. I'm like, I can name it in 5. I can name it in 4. I'm like, I can name it in a half. I love Name That Tune. So I love music, and I will tell you, Still Point is probably one of the tightest 3-member bands I've ever listened to outside of Rush. Rush is one of the tightest bands ever. Dream Theater's tight, but they're 5, but it doesn't matter. Primus is an extremely tight band, and usually it requires to have a very good bassist who is non-simpatico with your drummer. And there's nothing that describes these two as they play completely 2 different styles of rhythm. And then Brandon, with his unbelievable knack to sing and play guitar, is incredible. I love Still Point. They've been our band for 4 years. We claim them. We love them. They are actually huge. They're not small. They are massive in Georgia, and they have #1 hits in Georgia, and they have been rated as one of the best bands in Georgia. But Still Point right now is on America's Top Hitmaker. And America's Top Hitmaker basically gives these bands an opportunity to put themselves in a group to win $50,000 and appear in Rolling Stone at the Global Citizen Festival. Well, right now, Still Point is 8th. They were 15th. And if every single person went out and voted right now, I promise you they would jump probably in the top 3. This is a massive endeavor. I would ask that you do it. Now, you can do 1 vote for free, and then you can pay for votes. I'd recommend you don't pay for votes. But I would recommend that you go back, follow the rules, and vote as early and often as you can. We've got 2 hours, 30 minutes, and it's counting down right now. But the top 15 is huge. They're currently 8th, and they're voting for the top 15.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
And they are so good.
Yeah, they really are. So please go over there. I'm going to give you the link right now. And if it's top, it's right here in the link. It is tophitmaker.org/2025/Nick-Tater. And that will get you in to vote. Please go vote for Still Point. And
it doesn't cost anything to vote, right, Matt?
No, it's absolutely, like, if you want to vote like 10 times, you can pay to vote, but don't pay to vote. Just vote. If you got a hair up your butt.
Just vote the once.
Yeah, vote once. Just get the vote in there and help out. And if everybody, listen, there's going to be 30,000 views on this thing in the next month. We don't have a month, but in the next 2.5 hours, we're going to have anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 people watch just this portion alone. Folks, if you all voted, we put Still Point into a huge category of success, and any notoriety that we can give them would be an amazing thing. So please go take care of Still Point. They are selfless dudes, even though I'm still waiting for my birthday song. And we appreciate you. So please go take care of Still Point. Thank you for mentioning you're on YouTube. New sub here, better watching here than on Facebook. Yeah, Archie, our YouTube sucks, dude. It's bad. We've been canceled like 7 times. Every time we get like 2,000-3,000, boom, they shut us down. So Facebook's our bread and butter. Twitter we do okay on as well. We're starting to grow Twitter and Rumble, and then of course Wimkin. We're doing well. So we're everywhere. But let's get the show started. We've had a little bit of a delay, but that's okay. We don't mind, and I hope you don't mind either. Jamie Raskin, one of our favorite people on the planet there, Leeroy, was confronted by Nick Sorter, who's on, and if you haven't been to Nick's site, it's at Nick Sorter, SORTOR, on X. And he confronted Jamie Raskin over his support for illegals. And I will tell you, I have never seen Raskin melt down so much. This is the same Jamie Raskin who wore a do-rag during his cancer treatment instead of shaving his head. So he basically looked like a 50-year-old lesbian who had cancer. And that's fairly consistent with his disposition in life. I want you to listen to this. It is a few minutes long, but it's so very, very worth it because I can't stand Raskin at all. He is the new Adam Schiff. You can vote every 24 hours for free, Nick said on Still Point, by the way. I think just for the top 15, it's the next 2.5 hours. So there is no time to waste. You can't wait 24 hours. You need to go now. Go now. Leave the show. Go vote. Please take care of them and go vote. That would mean a great deal. Here's the link one more time. Carrie says, I voted and it was fast and easy. Yeah, just like Olivia. So let's, here's Raskin. And let's watch him. Oh, I just can't stand this guy. Here we go. Oops. He He melted down. Like
Face, you little fascist.
this guy's bad. Here we go.
Get out of my face.
Hey, Congressman, quick question for you. So you originally...
are you?
Hi, my name is Nick.
Nick,
nice
from
to
where?
meet you.
Which
I'm from
media
X.
entity?
I'm from X. So I have to ask you,
Wait,
you said
you
Kilmar
have to get-
Abrego
excuse me.
Garcia.
You're gonna- excuse
you
me.
voiced a lot of support for him originally. Now he's been charged with facilitating the
to your
transport
job. Go back to your
of
job.
illegals. Are you
Really?
still going to double down on that?
So he gets due process now? Do you
He
believe
gets
in
due
due
process
Do you believe in
now?
due process?
I
You
don't think he...
believe-
Wait,
Oh,
was
I
he
thought you
supposed
were
to be here to
American.
begin with? Was he illegal? Was he
Americans
illegally?
believe in
How
due
did
process.
How did Kilmar Abrego
Trump's
Garcia
judge
get here?
allowed him to be here.
How-
did you know that?
how did he get here
Watch
originally?
out,
Did
you
he
can
come
hurt
here
yourself.
legally?
Your girlfriend's
Did he come here
calling.
legally?
Get back to your job,
Okay,
man.
so you can't answer the question.
Yeah, no.
You seem a little angry about it. Is that why? Is it because you were made to be a fool out over it? I mean, you were supporting a man whose wife accused him of beating her.
Trump's
You've gotta
judge
be
allowed him to be
kidding
in the
me.
country. Did you know that?
He's not a-
Trump's
no.
judge allowed him to be in the country.
He was allowed in the
No,
country, and then what?
no,
And then
go
what
check
happened?
it out.
And then what happened? Then he was deported back to his home country. You keep calling him the Maryland father, who apparently beats his wife, which she said on the record that he beats her.
Go back to your QAnon
so,
meeting.
Is
Go back
it
to
okay
QAnon
with you?
meeting.
Is it okay
QAnon.
with you to
QAnon's
see
calling you.
to
Go
see
back to
illegals
QAnon.
smuggling other illegals through the country? Is
Go
that what
back
the
to
people of Maryland
Go back
want?
to QAnon.
The people of Maryland, you think they want illegal gangbangers
Go back to the people
bringing
of Mars, man. Go back to wherever you think you're from. all right?
Dude,
My
Raskin,
God.
what is going on with the hair, bro?
I don't know. I was just thinking that Jimmy Ratskin was attending his latest Hair Club for Men meeting.
Dude, look at the
that's
freaking
rough.
black spray marks. I mean, dude,
I
seriously,
know.
that is so Rudy Giuliani, brother. Seriously, I mean,
Yeah.
just shave it, dude. Stop being such a vain
Just-
dude.
Even
Even
do
with
what
a
I do, yeah.
even with a
Own
full
it.
mop, dude, it ain't gonna get any better, dude. That's schnoz. I mean, you might as well be fighting for the IDF. I mean, come on, man. Come on. It's not gonna help.
Yeah.
Seriously.
He definitely
so
looks like he used a paint sprayer on that.
He looks like Marty Feldman, dude, who's but older.
human
Just get out
smuggling?
of
Yes
my
or no?
face.
Human smuggling?
Get
Yes
out
or
of my
no?
face,
Why?
you little fat.
Ooh,
Get out of
little
my
fat,
face,
fat.
little
What's the
fascist.
fat word? Oh, is it fascist? Oh, I thought.
That's what he said.
Let me ask you. So he doesn't believe in free speech. Isn't this peaceful protest? I mean, it sounds like peaceful protest to me.
Just get out of my
See
face,
a
little
pile
fascist.
of
Yes,
bricks anywhere.
Mm-mm.
you
All
are.
right. Well, okay. Let's
Get
go.
out of
Let's
my
go to
face, you
Padilla
little
then.
fascist.
Okay. What about Padilla? Are you
Get
saying
out
what
of
he
my
did
face,
earlier
you
was
little
okay?
fascist.
Going in and interrupting a press conference? Was he a fascist too? Huh?
Dude, just hit him on his hair. What, Friar Tuck? What happened to your freaking hair, bro?
Come
know
on,
all
man.
the
I
fascists. Is
mean,
he
I
in your
understand
group?
why you're
Is
so
he in your
angry
group?
about this because you look like a
I'm not
freaking
because
fool now. You
Get-
look ridiculous.
Get the hell out
You
of my
look
face.
ridiculous. I'm not in your face, bro.
You little fascist.
You got your little minions pushing me back. So come on.
Something wrong with you,
I mean,
man.
these aren't very difficult
QAnon
questions.
is calling
Do
you. Get back to
you
QAnon.
condemn the transport of illegals throughout the
QAnon.
country? Do you condemn
Get-
that? Do you think that people
Get
should be
back to
smuggling
QAnon.
other
Get
illegals
back
through
to-
Dude, seriously, I'd be like,
So,
okay, can you define QAnon for me? What is QAnon? Can you just tell me the etymology of QAnon there, please? Give me a break.
What's funny is that this is a sitting congressman, right? So
Right.
for him to get rattled, but and I don't know the guy who's asking the questions. I don't know when he's not doing a terrible job, right? He's being persistent. He isn't, being physical or anything like that, but he is quick with rattling off those questions and making sure that he's garnishing some sort of an emotional response. So for a congressman to buy into that and to take the bait so quick from this person who I don't even know who it is, right? I'm thinking to myself, dude, you just got owned.
Yeah, totally. Like, seriously. Cancer didn't slay him, but this guy certainly is. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm glad he fought the cancer. I'm glad he won. Seriously, I don't want to see anyone dead. He doesn't deserve that. He's a douchebag.
No.
But I'm glad he got rid of the cancer, and I'm glad he won. But and milked it for all it was worth. I mean, seriously,
Right.
for all it was worth. But this guy's getting slayed.
Little
Country.
fascist to your
Okay, so you
QAnon
have no
chapter.
answer to that. It seems like a pretty.
Get back.
This
No,
is
I
a
believe in the
90-10
Constitution of the
issue,
United States.
Congressman.
Do you believe in due process or no?
Do you get
Do
due
you
process?
believe in due
Wait,
process
so
or
you
not?
come in, you
No, answer me.
See,
Oh,
here's
his
the
voice
thing.
cracks and everything. I
Yeah,
love
see,
it.
but this is the answer to the question. First of all, my faith in the due process is immaterial to its success or its failure because it doesn't require my belief. It's simply the law. And due process looks very different. So, Mr. Raskin, if I may ask you a question, What part of due process did Abrego Garcia not receive? Which specifically do you believe he received that he didn't receive? Please be specific. Was it a hearing? Was it a piece of paperwork? Was it an injunction? Was it a temporary stay? What nomenclature are we looking at that you say he didn't receive?
Well,
And then he calls me a fascist again. It's like, oh, okay. So obviously you don't know the answer. So I'm barking up the wrong tree. Is it possible that Jayapal is available, or is AOC around here somewhere where I can talk to her? Maybe a woman has the answer.
Right. So 3 minutes prior in the exchange, Raskin actually said, "Oh well, Trump allowed him to be here." All right. Well,
Trump's
then you
judge.
answered your own question.
Right.
If you're basically saying Trump is the one who allowed him to be here, then Trump can allow him to be uninvited too, correct?
Yeah, unallow him to be here, which isn't even
right. So, I mean, you're answering your own question with regard to due process.
Right. Right.
The kid should have known to own him on that.
Well, I not that it's going to matter, because all he's going to do is say, go back to QAnon.
Right.
Okay, what was the process that he used to get into the United States? Was it illegal? Did he come into the country legally?
One yes or no question. Do you believe in due process or not? Yes
Absolutely.
Or no?
Do you?
All right, good.
Now,
get
do
out
you
of my
believe
face.
that? All right, so you're not going to answer my question.
Fucking
I'm
right.
answering
Answer
yours.
50, you stupid
You didn't answer a single one. Are you
I
taking
told
back
you,
your
I
support
I
for
told
Kilmar
you
Abrego
Donald
Garcia?
Trump's judge kept him in the country.
Okay, so
And
you're
you're not gonna
okay.
cover-
So
you're not
you're not.
gonna
I'm gonna
print
post the whole
that.
thing
No,
unedited.
you're not.
Watch,
No,
watch.
no.
You'll see. Trust me, you'll see. Okay, so I'll give you
Don't
one more
do that.
chance. Do you take back your support for an illegal alien who was in
I
the
never
country?
supported an illegal alien. What are you talking
No,
about? What's the
calling
quote?
him the
What's
calling
your
him the
quote?
Maryland
What's
man,
the
calling him
quote?
calling him a
What's the
constituent.
quote?
Are you serious?
He's not my
What's a
constituent.
quote?
Of course he's not, because he's illegal.
You're a moron, okay? As well as a fascist.
You're a moron.
Go back
I'm a
to your
fascist.
QAnon.
See, these talking
Moron
points
and a
work.
fascist.
There's a
That's
reason
what
the
you're
Democrat
doing.
parties. There's a reason that your approval rating is in the single digits
Your
at this
approval
point.
rating is -3 points.
Oh,
man. Go
you
get
got
a
me.
job.
Oh my God, this is cringe. I mean, seriously, dude. Like,
So
I don't expect
bad.
you to be like the next Nick Fuentes or Ben Shapiro and be able to have master debating skills. But literally, all you're doing is saying, I'm rubber, you're glue. It bounces off me. It sticks
Right.
to go. Nana nana boo boo, stick your head in doo doo. Oh yeah, well your approval rating's -3. No, mine's infinity.
Force field, motherfucker!
Give me a break. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah, this is like two, fourth graders just screaming at each other on the playground when he's supposed to act like a sitting congressman.
Yeah, well,
And the
you
fact that he
suck,
got
you
owned.
fucking jackass.
And the fact that he got owned the way that he did that just tells you everything you need to know. Next time, the next election cycle, right, Maryland, if you're paying attention, remember this on the next election cycle. Remember that this guy just got owned by some street kid.
Oh, yeah?
Get him
I
out
got
of
owned? You got owned. Not me, you. You got owned. I'm much better than you are, you fucking fuckface fucker.
It's what it is. It's literally that's literally what he's doing. It sounds like I'm taking my football, I'm taking my Jackson, I'm going home. Listen, this isn't intellectual, but you can't dissect this conversation without it just being completely juvenile, petulant nuance. Like, there's nothing I can't take anything from this. I can't say, okay, well, here's the point that Jamie Raskin was making. Here's the point that Nick Sorter. If they simply would have done A, B, and C, no. They look like a bunch of MiGs and F-14s and Top Gun barrel load. This girl is just doing this, and it's like they're playing, a version of hopscotch and interference to try to protect Raskin. How about Raskin just goes, dude, let's go over next door. There's the Washington Coffee House. Let's go have a cup of coffee. We'll sit down and we'll have a conversation. I've got a few minutes, but instead, it's just a juvenile dick measuring contest. It's insane.
Is all of this talk about fascism, right? And one of the key characteristics to fascism is a blind loyalty to the state. And if anybody has that as part of the elements of their party, right, between the two, which party would you more closely align that characteristic with? And this guy doesn't even understand that. This congressman from Maryland isn't even getting that. He's just simply throwing out whatever whatever names he can think of. You're just QAnon. You're just fashion, yeah. Right? Just spewing all of this venom without even the slightest comprehension of what the fuck he is saying. I love it.
Leroy.
Yeah.
My dad can kick your dad's ass, you fucking pussy.
Seriously.
Hey,
I need that voice like live. Like I could just go get Raskin, and when he starts doing that, I could do it too. And it does sound like Cartman's voice. Isn't it?
Like, Mom,
Yeah, a little bit.
Mom, give me a dildo.
Go
You
get a
got
job.
me.
Yeah, I did
You
get
got
you.
me.
I
Okay.
did get you, yeah.
Okay, so,
Goodbye. Go
so
have
are
a
you
great
are
weekend.
you okay with the deportation? Do you think Marylanders want illegals coming into their state? Violent criminal gangbangers?
You're seriously a moron. You know that.
Okay,
Oh.
you can't answer. That's a pretty
seriously a
easy
moron.
question. That's a layup
No,
question,
Donald
Congressman.
Trump's judge kept him in our state. Go look it
Okay,
up.
is he the
brother.
only
Go
illegal
look
in
it up.
Maryland? Is he the only criminal illegal in Maryland? Okay, so you're saying
Well, I don't know. Is Elon Musk?
So-
no,
so-
Elon
so
Musk
you're
said
saying
Donald Trump
that
should be
everybody else-
Hey, do you think Elon Musk should
Elon.
have been deported?
So all
'Cause
the
he wasn't illegal. Elon.
no, he wasn't.
Wait, yes, he was.
So all these
he wasn't.
all these other
Tell me why he
illegals in
wasn't.
Maryland, all these other
So you
criminal
don't agree
illegals
with
in Maryland.
Steve
Are you
Bannon?
okay? Okay, let's
You
make
don't
it
agree
easy.
with Steve
Let's do an
Bannon now.
easy one.
You want
Do
to-
you
Security.
support deporting criminal illegals at least?
Walking by.
What are you talking about?
Are you going to stick the police after me because I'm asking you a question? You've got to be kidding me. Don't try that.
There's something
Okay,
really
all right,
wrong
just-
with you, man. You're
just
sick
seriously.
in that.
No, just asking you. Just doing my. The American people want to know. Do you support?
Oh, you speak for the American
removing-
people. Have you ever been elected to
do
public
you-
office?
do
What
you-
office were you elected to?
Do
speak for the
you
American people.
support?
What office
do
were you elected
sup-
to?
You don't speak for the American people, you fucking twat waffle. You represent them. There is a
Work
very
for
big
us.
difference. You work for us. You use our voice. You are simply a placebo for the American people per capita. Don't ever fucking forget it. You have the same level of authority as every other state legislature,
That's right.
as every other senator, based upon per capita. You have no authority whatsoever over the American people. None, except for what we give you, what power we embody you with, and we have the right to take it away. This is what I was going to tell you. These people believe that there's something special. They believe that they have a mandate
Right.
to do whatever they want. And I'm going to show you some videos that this was the start of it. And the reason why I'm being so juvenile is because I can't stand the arrogance that these people feel that we are their fucking servants, that there is some sort of, serf relationship between them, and they've usurped our power, that we're peasants. This isn't the way this works. They represent what the constituents want, and they're supposed to go ahead and emulate what we vote for. This whole thing where they're judge, jury, and trial, and they're investigating, that's not their job. They're not the executive branch. They've turned themselves into the banks. They've turned themselves into the landlord, and they've turned themselves into the police. They now run all three fashions of what it takes to demonstrably assert power from the people. They control the money, they control the law, and they control and make the rules. That is not what they're designed to do. Here's the rest.
I'm not the one here to
You
answer,
said
the
you
question.
speak for the American
I
people.
do. I speak to over 1 million people.
Oh wow!
All right, so
What a
yeah,
big
bro.
man.
Okay,
What a big man.
so do you support removing criminal illegals from the country? Let's say that. It's an
Like
easy
Elon
one.
Musk,
Right.
yes, I do. Do you support
Okay, all
removing
right.
Elon
So,
Musk
so,
from the
so
country?
the answer is
Coming in?
no,
What's
right?
yours? No.
Okay.
Fucking A.
So this is the intellectual equivalency of Jerry Springer and Geraldo having a satanic love child. There's just nothing that makes me want to. Okay. Leeroy, I want you to pull up a random quote. Type in the following. Random James Madison quote and read it to me. Just type in any on Google, random James Madison, and just read it to me real quick, okay? See, look at Leeroy. He's so stunned he can't even move. Leeroy will be back. So I'm going to type, here he is. Leeroy, type in random James Madison quote. Read it to me. I don't care what it is. Don't pick. Don't be selective. Just randomly read it to me.
Give me 1 second.
No problem.
James Madison quotey quote.
Okay. First one that pops.
All right. Well-instructed people are more likely to be able to make their to make their own judgments and to resist any attempt to impose their opinions upon them.
Thank you, Brian. $21.10.
Thank you, Brian.
Now go ahead and put in Howard Taft. Random quote. Everyone agree that quote by Madison was excellent? Okay.
Tafty Taft. Don't worry over what the newspapers say. I don't. Why should anyone else? That's Taft.
Wow. Does anyone notice the difference? I randomly had Leeroy pull up Taft and Madison to show a parallel. And I didn't program Leeroy to do that, but one of them sounds like a stump and the other one sounds like a Nobel laureate. And the reason why is because I know Taft is a stump and I know James Madison is a Nobel laureate. The same thing can be said for Thoreau and Tennyson and Walt Whitman and others. Same thing can be said for the difference in music between Pink Floyd and Rush and somebody like freaking, I don't know, Rihanna. Umbrella, Ella,
Lizzo? Right.
Really? I want to be fly like my G6, fly like my G6, fly like my G. Yeah, that really holds up to trees in 2112. Sandra Edwards, $50. Holy God, keep it rolling. Lights, camera, action. Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you, Sandra.
Listen to my point. These people are supposed to be inspirational. These people are supposed to be the best of the communities who we take to represent us because they have a penchant for being a wordsmith or being able to wax lyrical. These people can't find their ass with two hands. And this is the travesty of America, is they represent their demographics, a bunch of effing morons who put them there.
I think that technology, the speed of technology has done that to people. If you go back 100 years, then when someone was asked a question, they had time to metabolize the question, to formulate a response, and to articulately express it.
Yeah.
But now, when you've got people running around with cell phones, throwing it up in AOC's face saying, do you approve of this? Yeah. Right? Ultimately, I think what that leads to is rather than a metabolizing of the question and an intellectual response, now it's not that. It's an emotional response, which is ultimately how that conversation devolved into, we'll go back and you're missing your QAnon meeting, you little fascist. Right? That's why those kinds of things. Ultimately, I think a world when we had printed newspapers may have been a more intellectual world.
That's right. There's no investment in what you gain now.
Right.
You gain a level of information without putting any effort in to obtain it. It's like learning magic. And the thing that they try to teach you in Harry Potter is that when you screw around with the dark arts, it's easy. You just have to do dark things. You got to murder people. You've got to destroy another group of people in order to gain more power in the dark arts. But the ownership of what it creates, you didn't earn it. And therefore, it winds up encompassing you, and it winds up owning you, and it winds up altering who you are and the complexities of what makes a human being human. Now, there is no magic, and there is none of that. But what I'm saying is that it's like people who latch on to history around the USS Liberty or the dancing Jews in New York or the Bolshevik Revolution that had a few Jews out of the people who were leading it. And you say that every major bad thing in the world is because of the Jews, you didn't earn that information yourself. You heard that somewhere and you're repeating, you're parroting it, but there was no skin in the game. You put no sweat. There was no sweat equity for you to earn that knowledge. And that means one thing, is that you don't know anything other than that surface level comment, which means that you have to be careful with how you disseminate and distribute that information, because it's dangerous. That is where free speech is so fickle. And people say, well, it's free speech. Everyone should have free. Yes, but there also comes a point where the things that you're saying are unearned and can be damaging because you just don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
And that is where we are as a society. People read a meme and they think they know. Do you know how many people were talking about COVID and spiked proteins? And I'm like, you don't fucking know nothing about. I read an article. That doesn't make you. That doesn't give you any efficacy. That doesn't get you. You didn't earn that knowledge. You read what somebody else did. You didn't do any work to obtain it. Just because you did a search and found an article you agree with that reinforces your biases doesn't make you smart. And this is what we always try to preach on the show. So when you look at Raskin, they both were making points that were true. It was Trump's judge who kept him here. But that's not the point. The point is you're changing the subject. That is a red herring. It doesn't matter. If Trump brought him here, Leeroy said it best. Well, then Trump should be able to remove him. But that's not the point. The point is that you said and downplayed that this guy was a U.S. citizen, a Maryland dad, and he was an illegal criminal who did horrible shit along with sex trafficking children and women. How can you possibly defend that? Don't you think your judgment is poor? Don't you think he can't? So instead of Raskin simply saying, you know what? I've been following this more and more, and I think what I did is I got caught up in the classic conundrum. I got ahead of my skis. And you know what? You have a right to challenge me. Why don't you make an appointment? And I promise you this, we'll sit down, you can have a conversation with me, but I'm asking these same questions myself. Did I jump? Now, there's a lot of things I don't like that Trump does. But when it comes to this, I probably got ahead of my skis. Why can't you say that?
That seems like a perfectly rational thing for any real human to own up to admit to. No, it's not. And I'll tell you the problem between the two parties is that there are exactly two forms of incorrect thought, right? There's a type 1 logical error, which is called a false positive, and then there's a type 2 error, which is a false negative. To some degree, both parties, it happens to both sides quite frequently, but
it does.
Doesn't it seem like one side seems to be far more
susceptible,
gullible, yes, than the other? Like, it's okay to be skeptical of the government. I mean, history should teach everyone. If you've studied enough of it, then history should have taught you that really it's been mostly governments who have really tortured people's lives, who have murdered people, it's never been like individuals. It's once someone rises to power, they're given all of this power, and then the next thing you know, there's a genocide going on. So at base surface level type thinking, you should be able to say, okay, you give someone too much power, they do bad things with it. That's why our government has done what we've done. We have broken up the system to say, hey, look, we're going to have this system of checks and balances. We're going to give everyone a certain number of inalienable rights, known as the Bill of Rights. And we're going to try and keep government as small as humanly possible. And just over the last 200 years, like just the people who want more and more power, who have usurped, that's Matt's word, usurped more and more of your power, have taken it on themselves. Ugh. I get so frustrated. I could go on with this stuff for hours. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you, CJ. Donate $21.10. Says your show has a very special place in my heart. Thanks for being there for all of us. Oh, thank you, CJ.
And I'm sorry, I don't know why the show is called Test 1. We're going to fix it on Twitter, but if you could just share it out, we would appreciate it anyway. We'll be right back. Here's a prime example. Folks, listen to these audio messages. We don't play them for no reason. This kind of explains the situation with Facebook, what happened, and donations. We're at $92.20, a third way there. That's a great start. Usually that means we're going to have a good night. Here is a quick commercial. We'll be right back.
The Dumb Show is built on real conversations, raw, unfiltered, and fearless. Big Tech didn't like that. Facebook pulled our funding, tried to shut us down. But for over a year, you, our incredible viewers, have kept us going. Your support, your donations, your time, it all matters. Most of you spend 10 plus hours a week with us. Compare that to Netflix, maybe 5 hours a month. We believe we're worth that time. And we hope you do too. But listen, we don't want giving to feel like a burden. We want it to feel good. So take a second to ensure you're in a good spot. If you're in a place to give, that will be amazing. If not, just liking and sharing helps more than you know. Visit thedumbshow.com/donate. Whether it's PayPal, Venmo, or mail, every bit helps to keep us going. Dumb Nation. We appreciate you more than words can say.
Thanks, everybody. We're 1/3 to gold, $96.20, $92.20. Monday looks like the day. Looks like it'll be our first live show out of this room, and we're sad to see it go. This room's been very important to us, and it's taken us as far as we can go, and now it's time to grow. We can't have guests on here, and that's something we desperately want to do, is bring people in and from around the town, and police and sheriffs, and we have a lot of Secret Service here, State Department here. We have a lot of government officials, a lot of celebrities. We're in a very popular area of the United States where it houses a lot of famous people. So we're going to take advantage of that. Your help makes that happen, and I'm proud to say when we first started donations, we started off like $150, $200 a night, and we're up to $300, and we consider that for 2.5, 3 hours, 2 hours of work. Not a bad deal considering how much it costs to run these things. So if you could help us out, we'd appreciate it. Going to thedumbshow.com/donate, and you can simply donate on PayPal or Venmo, and we really appreciate it. Every dollar helps, and thank you. Christy Noem, she was addressing and having a press conference, and I'd like to say she wasn't in Border Patrol getup, and she wasn't, wearing a flak jacket and carrying, an M4. That's good. She thinks she got the message. Stop dressing up like a Border Patrol person and just wear the damn hat and whatever.
Right.
And you can hear Senator Padilla shouting her down. And this is the tape you haven't seen. You've seen him doing it, but you haven't seen this. And, we looked these things up for you. So here it is.
What they have tried to insert into the city. So I want to say thank you to every single person that has been able to do this.
Hands up.
Also, I want to
I'm
talk
Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the secretary, because the fact of the matter is, a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your.
I also want to talk about specifically how many of our ICE agents have been doxxed for doing their duty, how they have been targeted, and how their families.
All right. So first of all, this is this new fashion and trend of senators and legislators trying to get in and get on camera, because let's face it, they don't do anything. They don't truly create legislation that their people want. They don't vote the way America wants them to. They have a mandate. Donald Trump has all three branches of the government under him, and that's the truth.
Right.
Even the Supreme Court. He has a mandate. He won 7 out of 7 swing states, for God's sakes. And if you take a look at some of these elections that have happened since the election, Republicans are kicking ass. So instead of doing their job, they're trying to be TikTok superstars. So they go in, they make a ruckus, so they can say, look at me, constituents, I'm in handcuffs. I got arrested. I got the irons clacked on me. I'm a rebel. And your dictator, Nazi, orange man Trump is exactly everything we said he is, and he's going to go ahead and destroy freedom and democracy. See, we told you.
Right.
But the truth of the matter is that woman has Secret Service protection. and you just entered into a small space where she is giving a briefing and started beelining for her in an elevated voice and were deemed a threat. I don't care if you're a senator or not. If you guys remember, somebody threw a shoe at George Bush overseas, and that guy was a part of the cabinet. The Secret Service jumped on him like white on rice. So we have to remember that they have a job to do. So here's the other angle once they got him in the hall. And then Leeroy and I are going to talk about this, about, once again, these entitled politicians. And there are more. I've got more for you today. That's the whole thing, entitled politicians.
Hands on your back.
If you let my hands go, I stand behind my back.
Eat that carpet, boy.
He said, get your ass down. You should be able to follow directions.
Cool. One hand. Lay flat. Lay flat.
Other hand, sir. Other hand.
Lick that carpet.
There's no recording allowed out here. I did not know. There's no recording allowed out here per FBI, right?
All right. So, once again, doesn't seem too forceful. Of course, this looks like, rape and, aggravated assault and sexual assault to liberals because, they're pansies. Here is the last one of him beelining for Noem and then getting stopped.
Yeah, this could be a better angle.
Yeah.
Alex, I have questions for.
First of all, let me explain something to you.
Alex.
Do you see that hold?
Yeah.
This guy would destroy your world in a New York minute. This
you can
guy,
tell
right?
That's BJJ. Yeah.
Yeah. This guy absolutely has a skill set. It's not just BJJ, it's Krav Maga. Look at his eyes. He's right into his face. So he has his strike zones lined up. So yes, BJJ, it's a judo hold, but this guy also studies Krav Maga. And he is not looking at the threat. He's looking behind the threat to see if there's any other threats that are going to interrupt his foothold or his ability or anything else. And if you watch his eyes, he is completely calm. He's also built like a brick shithouse. This guy right here is probably 5'6", but he probably weighs about 195. He's all freaking muscle. Watch him again, and you're messing with the wrong guy.
I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the secretary because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your.
I also want to
Hands off.
Many of our ICE agents have been doxxed.
And right back in the business. That guy is absolutely protective detail, special forces, guaranteed. So the point I'm trying to make is that guy knows how to handle himself because the senator outweighs him by about 65 pounds and about 6 inches. And he manhandled him. In 1 second, that guy would have been face planted. And he got him out and went right back to his job and went ahead and took care of the principal, which is Kristi Noem. Here again, a senator interrupts something, aggressively moves into a secure location. And why isn't that considered to be against the law? He wasn't arrested. He was detained. You don't have any right, just because you're a freaking law representative, to break in or aggressively go after a cabinet official. Leeroy, go ahead.
Right. Had that been a Democrat up on the stage and it was some Republican who was breaking in, I guarantee from AOC all the way down would have yelled, "Oh, it's an insurrection. He was trying to take over the government." Yeah, I guarantee it, right? Because that's how what they love to do is over dramatize everything. When taken at actual face value, all that had happened was, this guy who should have listened to every cue security gave him, right? Should have been able to maybe ask his question from the back of the room. Nothing saying that you couldn't have done that, but he chose to be disruptive and then approach in a forceful manner. What did you think was going to happen? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're lucky. You're lucky that's all that happened was he got face planted on the carpeting.
And you would have been responsible for what took place.
Yeah.
It's your own damn fault. You knew what you were getting when you walked in there.
Absolutely.
So, not only that, it's not just Democrats. I want to talk about Rand Paul. Rand Paul is also another entitled, impractical, petulant child who believes that anything that has any fiduciary legislation in it should be immediately be revoked. Like most libertarians, no offense, Leeroy, there should be no restraint on drugs whatsoever. All drugs legal. The United States should never get involved overseas, ever. Just let things happen, be as it may. Who cares? And believes that the government should be involved in pretty much nothing. And that is an extreme side of the Libertarian Party. And unfortunately, Rand Paul has gone there. So's Thomas Massie.
Yeah.
Thomas Massie and Rand Paul are a detriment to the Republican Party. People are like, no, they're the only true libertarians left. We're not libertarians. We're fucking Republicans. I'm not a part of the Libertarian Party. Why? Because I do believe the government should be responsible for certain things. Most of it has to do with national defense and protecting the sovereignty of this country. But I don't believe that we should stand by and let Hitler be Hitler. I don't think we should have allowed Saddam Hussein to kill Sunnis and Kurds and Shias the way he did. I don't believe that the Viet Cong were going to be good for the rest of Southeast Asia. Okay? So I believe that there are things we should get involved in, unlike libertarians who believe that we should just let the world burn. As long as we have our patch of land that stays unscathed, we're okay.
That's fair.
Good. Well, Rand Paul has ran to the crazy side of his party, and now he's crying like a little... Listen, I'm sorry, but he sounds more like a Democrat lately than not. Let me tell you why. Supposedly, Rand Paul was uninvited to the White House picnic. His family came to D.C. for it.
I didn't know that.
Yep. And he's not very happy about it. So he went on a 10-minute rant, walked out into the press, went in front of all the cameras, and basically did a hissy fit that he was uninvited. Listen to this.
Great time of the year in the summer. My family comes up. My son and daughter-in-law and grandson are coming up because we were going to the White House picnic, but I've just been told that I've been uninvited from the picnic. I think I'm the first senator in the history of the United States to be uninvited to the White House picnic. The White House is owned by the taxpayers. We all are members of it. Every Democrat will be invited. Every Republican will be invited, but I will be the only one disallowed to come on the grounds of the White House. I just find this incredibly petty. I mean, I have been, I think, nothing but polite to the president. I have been a intellectual opponent, a public policy opponent, and he's chosen now to uninvite me from the picnic and to say my grandson can't come to the picnic. I just the level of immaturity is beyond words. You know, I've been here long enough that if anybody has ever followed me, I've been a critic of Obama, I've been a critic of Biden, I've been a critic of the previous Trump, but always in I think, a reasonable fashion along policy. And so they've decided they want to declare war on my family and exclude us from the White House. And I just think it's incredibly petty, and I hope someone will ask them some questions about how they've decided to sink to this step. What was?
Wow.
Okay, so that is number one. Then Trump, being Trump, says, which is great. Of course, Senator Rand Paul and his beautiful wife and family are invited to the big White House party tonight. He's the toughest vote in the history of the U.S. Senate, but why wouldn't he be? Besides, it gives me more time to get his vote on the great, big, beautiful bill, one of the greatest and most important pieces of legislation ever put before our senators and congressmen and women. It will help, too, make America great again. I look forward to seeing Rand. The party will be great. So let me just give you a couple of quotes real quick. You called him incredibly petty. You called him immature, and in the same breath said that you've been nothing but polite. You said that his military parade was inappropriate. I happen to agree with you. But you also said the big, beautiful bill was a tax shelter for the rich and full of pork barrel politics and lazy legislation. When you talked about the border, you said it was wimpy and anemic, his budget proposals. Trump's plan to use the military to conduct mass deportations, you said it was illegal and a terrible image. You voted to block national emergency declaration in 2019, said that it was executive overreach to stop the border crisis. You said and denounced the impeachment trial defending Trump, which you did. You said it was unconstitutional, sham, and an impeachment trial. That's fine.
Right.
So have you been supportive of the president overall? Let me ask you a question. Do you think Donald Trump wants to hear that you love his new underwear, or that you think Melania's dress is lovely, or that his new shade of orange is just so marmalade that it just resembles England and Big Ben and you think of Queen and Country? He doesn't give a fuck about that. He wants you to support his legislation, you stupid shit. That's your job. You're a Republican. Get in line or get the fuck out of our party. I am sick of these people. I'm sick of the rhinos. I'm sick of the uniparty. I'm sick of the libertarians. I'm sick of the independents. Pick a fucking side or get out. We're a two-party system, and unfortunately, it's never going to change. Enough. Right. You're just screwing everything up. Pass his bills. You're in one of the most secure districts in the country. You're not going anywhere. The Pauls literally have been there since Paul Revere made the ride. You're not going anywhere. Leeroy, talk some sense to me. Tell me I'm crazy. Tell me that there should be opposition. We should have these dissenters to go ahead and keep everything fresh and real so the Democrats can keep feasting on our bones.
No, you're absolutely right. And I think the issue is when you've described it perfectly, when you have so many people who are caught somewhere between uniparty and libertarian, and right, they all have this hierarchy of party names that they're willing to assign to themselves. Everyone's willing to put the name tag on, right? It's like they're willing to mix and match what each one of those name tags, what the policies are that particular party supports, right? And if they don't support it, then they're not going to ever vote for that bill. It's an argument where they're missing the forest for the trees. And when you have to your point, when you have such black and white between Republicans and Democrats, it is a two-party system. If you only get 60% of the shit that you want, then honestly, you should probably vote for the bill. You should probably support it. But saying that, oh, well, I'm only getting, 80% of what I want in that bill, or I'm only getting 40% of what I want for that bill, right? Without that context, throws everything off. And honestly, I just wonder how the hell anything gets done in D.C.
Oh, especially when we have a margin thinner than. Come on.
Start working together, folks.
Thinner than Karen Carpenter is our margin, dude. And we can't just sit here. It's only just begun. We've got to do the work. You've got to vote. You've got to be unilaterally shoulder to shoulder. This isn't the time to break ranks. Yes, we're spending money, but look at the economy. Look where inflation is. If we lower the interest rate by 1 point, we save $632 billion in interest over 10 years. Listen to what I just said.
That's a
fuck ton of money. Lower it by 2 points and you save 1.2 trillion. That's annualized. That's the interest rate we pay on our loans. Listen to what I just said. $37 trillion, 1%. 10% is 3.7 trillion, which would make 1% 370 billion. If you lower the federal interest rate by 1%, we have a payment coming up. It's going to save $370 billion. That's 1/3 of the proposed spend of the fucking budget.
Yeah.
Lower the interest rate, then bump it back up once the payment's made. Who cares? But why can't we get in line? Why can't we do smart things?
Wish I knew. I wish I had an answer.
Israel just struck Iran. I know. I got the flash like an hour and 20 minutes ago, but I can't release things that are, I can't.
Yeah.
There are certain things that come out, but I can't release them. That's why Leeroy and I are talking about this in cryptic. And we're telling you heads up by not telling you heads up. Do you understand what I'm saying? Why are you telling us? We know. We told you, but we used language where you should have known what we were saying.
It was a couple. So initially, when the warning started coming out, I had gotten whiffs of things here and there. And I have may or may not have said, hey, Matt, we should probably keep our eyes and attention trained on the Middle East. And fast forward a couple of weeks.
I had messages coming about the embassy closures 72 hours ago.
Yeah.
So it's not like I didn't see it too. When the embassies start burning and burn bags are firing, and you see gray white smoke coming from the center columns of the embassies, that's not a good sign. So here's the video, and Leeroy and I will tell you what these are. This is Tehran. I can tell you right now. I can automatically tell you it's Tehran.
اینجا زدن اینجا هم زدن این لویزانم
Oh shit.
زدن پشتم زدن پشت لویزانم زدن اینجا زدن اینجا هم زدن این لویزانم زدن.
All right. So let me explain what they're hitting. Do you see this?
Yep.
Leeroy, what's there? On an open hill with very little lights in a forested area in a hill. What's probably going to be there?
A UGF, an underground facility.
Right. More than like
UGF.
Yeah, I know. I'm just making sure they know. So more than likely in this area, because it's a hill set, because you don't have resi lights, it's probably going to be a power substation or something underground protected. That has to do with infrastructure. Telecommunications, something, a hardened bunker protected. These areas are in the heart of tech centers and high rises and buildings. These are secondary fires. These are not large bombs. These aren't high-level GBUs, 1,500 to 2,000 pounders. These are precision strikes. These are more than likely laser-guided or GPS-synchronized targeting devices. These are small warheads that are specifically designed to take out infrastructure and communications. You got some secondary fires here. Once again, that's probably what they're taking out. A lot of communications, buildings, telecom, things like that. So they're going after command and control right now. So just let the Jews cook, okay? Let the Jews cook. I can listen. I'm an honorary Jew, so I can. Did you know that legally?
So am I.
Did you know I'm legally? You're everything. Do you know I'm Jewish?
I did. I thought you mentioned that before.
Yeah, but I
you
didn't
have like
know.
Ashwagandha. Where is that a mushroom? It's one of those.
What? I don't.
Whatever kind of Jew that is. I have that one too.
a kanzi.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
I got that one.
So it's my grandmother was Jewish, Grandma Schwartz. And I guess it's from the matriarch that you're considered Jewish. If the mother's lineage is Jewish, you're Jewish too. So I'm not a practicing Jew. I don't practice Judaism. I'm a Christian, and I don't wear a yarmulke, and I never lit a menorah or played with a dreidel. I've had potato pancakes though, and they're delicious. But I guess I'm an honorary Jew. Listen, let the Jews cook. They know what they're doing, man. Let them go. They're going to do what they're going to do, and honestly, good for them. Just do it and leave the United States out of it. We don't care. Fair enough.
Fair.
This is the beginning. Just relax, people, because it's going to get a whole lot different than what you're anticipating. Can we say anything else? Can you say anything else? I've said enough.
I can't. I know that my week just got busier.
It sure did. Okay. I'm going to show you things that I'm not supposed to show you.
Great.
So okay. There are times when you get information and it specifically said that there is kind of like a stay of execution. There is a moratorium. There's legal speak for it. It's what's it called when you can't release it? Come on, Leeroy.
I'm thinking. When you can't.
It's time sensitive. It's not governor. I'm looking it up.
Classified?
No. No, I can't look it up. It's oh God. It's not prohibition. It's a oh God. Come on. It's not sanctioned. It's not prohibited. It's not sanctioned. It's I can't go on until I get it. I need you to hurry up and figure this out. Oh, it's embargoed. It's embargoed.
Okay.
So there's an embargo on it, right? So I'll get information. It's like there's an embargo on this until 9:00. You can't release that information. K. Decker says, I'm German, Jew on my daddy's side. Same with me. I'm Speer, Albert Speer, third in command. Yeah, that was my great uncle. Looked just like my father. But I also have Schwartz, who ran in 1938. Not for general release. No. It's an embargo. It's basically it's considered not to be for public consumption. So I'm going to show you some videos that no, we're good. We're good. Here you go. All right. Leeroy will tell you what we're seeing here. This is a large to medium size. Go ahead, Leeroy.
Yeah. So that looks like a missile strike, probably a singular missile strike, which means that if it came in by itself from distance, it's probably a shorter class medium range ballistic missile, intermediate range ballistic missile, something along those lines. The fact that mushroom cloud has reached up the way it has isn't really, it tells you that it was a singular system, but beyond that, due to the scale of that cloud by way of its background, in contrast to the background, I'd say it's probably an MRBM or an IRBM.
Why is somebody mad at me? What did I do? Hold on. I didn't get mad at anybody for saying Israel struck. I didn't say that. No.
Man,
what I was saying,
bastard.
No, what I was saying was, yeah, gag order is another thing you can say. It's a gag, but gag order is different. Gag order is literally you can't. It's embargoed. That's it. It's embargoed. It's not available for public consumption. It's embargo. Now, listen to me. I wasn't upset at anybody. I just said, hey guys, we told you this at the beginning of the show. Karen Mallory posted that Israel struck Iran and Matt gave her a hard time about it. No, I didn't. What did I do? I wasn't mad at anybody. Let me look at this. Karen really threw him. So I didn't get. Karen knows me. Mallory knows me. No, come on. Let me just read this. I did not give anyone a hard time. What I said was, come on, guys, we know, because we told you at the beginning of the show with the embassy release and that he's been busy. Come on. I agree with him. There's also just one other thing you should know is that the smoke is extremely acrid and black, which usually means it's not very hot. There are secondary fires, but it's not hot. So this is not a secondary explosion. This is burning from the initial strike. It is not very hot. That's why the smoke is very black, which would more than likely be a textile or some sort of manufacturing plant, because usually black smoke is indicative of synthetic rubbers or vehicles or plastics or something to that effect, if it doesn't get too hot. And if it was a larger size munitions, like a fuel depot or a munitions depot, or some sort of explosive or chemical plant, you would usually see a very large ball of fire. And that's not indicative to this. This is a narrow stream mushroom. It's vertical, which means it was extremely hot very fast and pushed it up. So there's a very small mushroom. So the imprint of the explosion itself also did not push the envelope of the cloud out, which shows you that it's a lower yield, a smaller style explosive. So his assessment is spot on. Now this is interesting. Now we're starting to see some bigger strikes, right? Yep. So now we're starting to see, these are, surprisingly enough, these are dust plumes. So you have some collapses in here. So you can see that the air, it's particleized. Whatever prevailing winds is there, this is moving straight up and down, which shows you a high heat is pushing this up. This is a collapse of some sort, and this white is indicative with no glow, so there's no major fire. This is concrete and dust and building material, which means that there was a collapse of some sort. Yep. Hope that helps everybody. Okay, here's the rest. We just saw this one. And we saw that. Yeah, these are okay. Couple of these. This was just released by the Post. This right here. Let's zoom in here. Tell you what's going on.
That's a fire of a plant. It looks like
it's pretty hot.
Kind.
I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
it's going to be warm. Okay, we've got retaining wall. Hold on, let me do this. Sorry. Let's get into that picture. All right. Power coming into it. Oh, well, you got to communicate. You got power here. Here, let me get you and I out of here.
Yeah.
So we know this isn't energy because power is on in the entire grid. So it's not energy, but we know that this fire here is extremely hot. A lot of black smoke, but you see it's curtailed around it with white smoke. Let me get rid of this picture. God darn it. This should be showing my mouse. And it's not. There it is. Okay. So you can see right around here, you got a little bit of white smoke, very, very dark in the center. But these flames are super hot, which means some sort of accelerant is there.
Fuel.
I can't.
Sort, yeah.
Yeah. This looks like a train. What would this? I don't know what this would be.
Yeah. Hard to say.
Hard to say, but this does look like a reinforced gate and almost like a guard post here. You have 2 floodlights for entry here. So this could be, it could be a guarded facility. It could be communications. It could be some sort of fuel I'm not sure what it is, but whatever it is, it was a target, and it's no longer there. Everything else looks pretty straightforward. Early images are showing that these are command and control. These are C4 strikes, so they're going after command, control, communications, computers.
And the idea behind that, folks, is the to limit Iranians, to limit their ability to coordinate, to communicate amongst the different portions of the army, to blind them potentially by way of power outages that would effectively turn off radars and other items. So yeah.
Yeah. Karen says, could the U.S. be pulled into this conflict if the essential workers are harmed by retaliatory strikes from Iran?
Probably not.
No. The United States isn't going to put ground troops in Iran. They're not going to. They may assist in some of the hard targets. Thank you. The only thing I could see the United States facilitating is the nuclear facilities, because our GBUs and our bunker busters have the ability to hit them, and Israel doesn't have them. There's only one country on the planet who has the ability to hit the depths that these nuclear facilities are, and it's the United States. The UK does too, but not with the ferocity that we do.
No, not to the same scale.
Nobody has the bunker buster qualities that we do. Those are. We have the ability. I can't tell you how far, but I can tell you that we have the ability to repetitively hit hardened targets. So I could foresee the United States hitting some of those targets, but it's a matter of maybe. Oh my God! Can we all be adults? Seriously, we love all viewers and subscribers. We may not all agree on things, but we agree to disagree, not cry and rage leave. Did somebody cry and rage leave? Can somebody tell me what the fuck is going on? Who's upset?
I don't know.
Who is upset at me? Looks like a pool fire. Agree with fuel. Why is Mallory upset with me? What did I do? You guys, seriously, I'm really frustrated. Why are people even remotely upset with me right now? I didn't say anything. I wasn't upset at Mallory. I was saying I got like 40 messages via text from people that Iran was just hit, and we were saying, oh, yeah, we know. Sorry, I'll see my way out. Why?
Why do you have to leave?
What did I say? I just don't understand. What could I have possibly said that upset somebody? I haven't upset somebody in a long time. What did I do? Amy, help me understand what I did. Yeah, Israel attacked Iran. I wasn't upset at anybody. I was just like, guys, we told you and hinted. I was just trying to, like, everyone was slamming me. Like, I got hit. I got text messages all over my phone, Messenger, and then it was in chat. I'm like, guys, we're aware. So that's all. Whatever. Guys, we don't have time for this shit. We don't have time for feelings. I'm not upset at anybody, and I wasn't talking down to people. Yeah, it was good tonight. I mean, I've been good every night. I don't get after the viewers. I've been stopping that crap. Reuters today posted Israel was prepared to attack Iran. Tehran rejects the U.S. proposal to limit its nuclear program. Well, of course, the United States is going to resist. They don't want to get involved, and by all good things, I don't want to get involved in this either. Yeah, I know I didn't say anything wrong. I'm completely aware. It's stupid. Let's wrap this up. Here's Kristi Noem and her response on what happened, just so you guys are aware, and how she's taking it. The leftists are melting down. This is an atrocity. This is destroying freedom and democracy. Here it is.
He said, if this is the way they treat a U.S. senator, you can only imagine how others are being treated in these deportation efforts. What would you say to that, Secretary?
Yeah, I I think his statement is absolutely ridiculous. This man burst into a room, started advancing towards the podium, interrupting an opening statement, elevating his voice, shouting questions. People tried to stop him from interrupting the press conference. He refused and continued to lunge towards the podium, and that is when he was removed from the room. So the way that he acted was completely inappropriate. It wasn't becoming a U.S. senator or a public official, and perhaps he wanted the scene, and that's what he wanted. But I think the American people are sick of this kind of action. I think the American people are tired of this. They just want the truth, and they just want to know what's happening, and that's what we were trying to provide.
He said, if this is the way they treat a U.S. senator, you can only imagine how others.
Okay, I'm confused. Now I've got a problem.
What's the matter?
I'm going to show you.
More comments?
No, and I'm not. Okay, let me show you this. Sorry, just hold on.
We're good.
You guys help me understand this. Folks, by the way, we had a great start, but we're at 118. We've got less than 20 minutes left, and we are shy of goal by $280. We could use some help. If you would not mind, that would really help. So please, while I'm focused on this. Okay, Rhonda Edwards has been a fan of the show for a long time. A big fan of the show. And like all our fans, we love and appreciate her. But help me understand this. Rhonda says, Karen, Vera, Mallory posted that Israel struck Iran. Keith Baker donated $26.25. Thank you, Keith.
Thank you, Keith.
And Keith said in it, great show, guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We've got more to show you. Thank you for doing that. $26.25.
Israel struck Iran, and Matt gave her a hard time about it.
Okay, so this is what I see from Rhonda. Now, Rhonda's been around. I know Rhonda Edwards a long time. Mallory, I also know. But, folks, I'm confused because I just went to Mallory's page and riddle me this, Batman. Mallory Klondike is Rhonda Edwards.
Oh.
Someone want to explain to me what the fuck is going on? Why is Rhonda answering herself? And why is Rhonda posturing that something I said offended Rhonda, who
I'm
is
not
a
sure,
name?
but your battery is near dead.
Oh, yeah, well, it always is. You know how, dude, you know how many text messages I get in a day? It's redonkulous.
Oh, my God.
You guys, somebody help me understand. So if Mallory Klondike, Matt, this comment from Shirley Butler, what? I don't understand. Okay, hold on. Melanie, I don't think Mallory was actually leaving. I'll see myself out as a way of saying something like, I made a bad joke and I'll hush now. Just my thinking.
Oh.
Well, but Shirley, if she's not answering, I don't understand. I'm confused. Rhonda, we love you. Mallory, we love you. I was not saying anything. I don't know what this is about. I don't get it. Gregory Harrison, $22.22. New listener. Thank you for the show tonight. Yes, pineapple on pizza. Don't unfriend me. Son of a bitch. This guy I'm coming after.
Pineapple on pizza?
On pizza, you fascist. What's wrong with you, dude? Call me. Go back to QAnon.
Motherfucker probably puts ketchup on his hot dogs, too.
Ketchup on your steak, dude. Seriously. Wrong. No, I'm kidding. Dude, don't. As a new listener, you sent me a screenshot, Matt. Where? On my text? You guys got to be more specific. Here it is. I got it. Melanie, I don't think Mallory. Surely hope not. Matt, this. Okay. Let me just say this. In no way, shape, or form was I talking to anybody. I love you. You're good people. And I don't want any drama. Okay? Good. Except for the guy who puts pineapple on pizza. That fucking guy. There's a problem. All right. Real quick. The last thing I will tell you is this attention-seeking behavior from liberals. It's not just...
Lynn Stock donated $10, says, enjoy your perspective.
Thank you, Lynn. We appreciate you.
Thank
We
you.
enjoy you. Unless you put pineapple on pizza, and then there's just no coming back from that.
Is it stock or stockle? I may have mispronounced it. I apologize, Lynn.
I didn't see it. It's stockle.
Yeah. I didn't see the L initially.
I don't know if the L is supposed to be there or not. Here we go. Mayor Karen Bass is in downtown LA removing graffiti. Talk about an act in just complete arbitrary ridiculousness. First of all, you're doing it with a towel.
Yeah, you're doing a horrible job.
How about a sandblaster? How about just repainting it that god-awful freaking putrid baby shit brown that you have every wall in California?
She's trying to recreate the scene from The Equalizer, the second movie. Nobody ever does anything about it, Miles, and she's just trying. It's there for the likes.
Listen, it makes sense. It makes sense. Black people know how to put graffiti up, obviously don't know how to take it down. That's what it is. See? Racism. It's cool. It's funny. It's hip. And it's on all levels. Doesn't matter if you're white, black, brown, or indifferent, folks. I'm going to make fun of you. This is useless. How about you do this? How about you actually, as mayor, hire a professional graffiti removal service or start using graffiti-resistant paint? Or get those little things when Edgar Friendly comes up from the manholes, and it pops up and it zaps the graffiti off. This is so stupid. Once again,
Why is a mayor who is supposed to be in charge of writing policy, why is she out there performing manual labor?
Yes.
And wasting her time?
That's right. It's all for show. All of this is for show.
Yeah.
All of this. Here now, they're marching to Leader Thune's office to advocate that they need to do an investigation on Donald Trump subverting democracy.
That statue on the right looks very proud.
Oh, it's Baron von Kockhauser? Yes, Baron von Kockhauser.
It's like Homelander.
But he's black.
Don't mind me.
This guy's white over here. This is Colonel Sanders. So this is our national history. These are the Native Americans before we killed them.
Good Lord.
Look at the Democrats marching in single file. It's kind of like a million-man march, though, with 12 people. With 12 people. This is the whole show. The whole show has been about theatrics and optics of these people. I don't understand. I don't get it.
Put your phones down. You look ridiculous, folks.
This is America, man. If you don't like pineapple on pizza, don't eat my side of the pie. Listen, I don't care as long as that shit doesn't touch my 3 slices. If one piece of pineapple touches my pie, that shit gets thrown out. Dude, you people have a serious problem. There is nothing American about pineapple. The Japs put it on their pizza. That's all that Hawaii is. It's full of Japs. You don't put that shit on our pizza. JD Stillwell, $50.
JD Stillwell.
Thank you,
says
JD.
Thanks. Thank you, JD.
Matt, on Venmo comment, I said, please explain Iran current event again real quick. Then when it let send, I changed to thanks and it went through. Okay. Listen, Israel is striking command and control units inside Tehran. There are 9 provinces inside Iran to do a strike. These will not be the only ones. This is not a full-scale war with Iran because there's redundancies for their command and control units. So this is specifically at Tehran for a reason. More than likely, there is a facility that's inside Tehran that is on the event horizon. Okay? That it is on the precipice of being fully active or being able to produce high levels of weapons-grade uranium. And we know that Iran worked backwards and has an ICBM delivery system. We know this for sure, although medium range. So weapons-grade plutonium, not uranium, would ultimately mean that Iran would have the bomb. Israel feels there's a need to hit it and strike it, and is my anticipation, because they're not hitting If Israel was fully invading Tehran and Iran in a full-scale war, you would see thousands of independent explosions, not just one or two.
Yeah,
this is
be more than you could count.
Right. This is a coordinated strike. And it's a strike to weaken their command and control so they can fly in unmolested, hit their targets, and pull out. Okay? Hope that helps. Sorry, I'm just reading. So
Yeah, me too.
don't get upset. Like, folks, don't get upset. Don't get mad at us talking here. We're not mad at anybody. We love you. And if anyone's offended by saying Japs, listen, I lived in Japan. I can say Japs.
Real quick notice, right? Like the hosts here, we love every one of you guys.
We do.
And it actually it sucks when we see people kind of bickering back and forth, because that's not what we want. We want you to, keep the focus on us. I'm selfish like that. I don't want to see anybody bickering behind the scenes or anything like that.
Except if you put pineapple on pizza. You deserve everything you get, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, I hope that the dude who finds his dick stuck in a mousetrap. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
So once again, here are more examples. I mean, this is my theme tonight. This is Elise Stefanik, and she absolutely slays Kathy Hochul, which is the governor of New York. I mean, just slays. Folks, we're at $200 even. We need $100 to hit goal. We have 12 minutes, and we've got to go on time because I've got to go and get the student. Folks, Friday night, Dave Bondy's going to be here. You guys have to be here Friday. Dave Bondy's a great dude. He's going to be awesome. Once he's done, we have to pop smoke. This entire room is getting broken down. We have probably 60 hours to turn and burn until the Monday show, and we're going to be going nonstop. Friday night, we're going to be working until probably 1 or 2. We're going to be up at 6 or 7, working all day Saturday till midnight, and then up again 6 or 7, working all day to midnight, and then I'm going to be up 6 or 7, working till 5 o'clock until getting ready for the show. So, got to go. We got 10 minutes. So, we got to hit that. Let's go. Please help. Here is the interaction between Hochul and Elise Stefanik, and it is just brutal. Enjoy this because this is more grandstanding. 3 judges showed up: Pritzker, Tim Walz, and Kathy Hochul. And I'll show you Tim Walz in a second, who it also was a bloodbath in. But this was Stefanik just slayed her.
God.
Office, you signed Executive Order 1. Is that correct?
I believe it is.
And you extended this executive order not once, not twice, but 3 times, most recently January 16th of this year. Is that correct?
If that's what your facts show, I signed countless executive orders.
I would assume you'd know it's Executive Order 1. And this is a continuation of your predecessor's sanctuary state policies, correct? Is included in that.
I want to be sure we are defining sanctuary state properly.
I'll define it for you. It is the policy of the state that state officers or employees shall not disclose information to federal immigration authorities for the purpose of federal civil immigration enforcement. It goes on to say law enforcement officers may not use resources.
And Gregory Harrison, we love you, by the way, the pineapple pizza thing. You're a new listener, so we didn't want you to take any offense. This is just what we do. We thank you so much for the donations. It means the world. Matt, what is on your shirt? It says mass media, do not swallow, with the skull and crossbones. You can get that at thedumbshow.com. Use code DUMB10 to save 10%. We have it in hoodies. We have it in T-shirts, long sleeves. Yep, it's all yours. Go get it.
Is equipment or personnel for the purpose of detecting and apprehending any.
No video, Matt? Yeah, I forgot. I'm tired. It's been a long week. Okay, here it is. And who wants to see Hochul She literally looks. You guys remember the Barbie doll that you could put makeup on and put the blue eyeshadow as a mannequin, and you would buy it as a toy, and your sister would have it. And then when it came out, it looked like a slee stack and Sludge from the Goonies. That's Kathy Hochul.
Any individual suspected or wanted for violating a civil immigration office, law enforcement officers have no authority in the state of New York to take any policy action solely because the person is an undocumented alien. That's a quote in your executive orders that you extended. Now, do you know who Sakir Akan is?
I want to get back to the first part.
No, I'm asking a question. Do you know who Sakir Akan is?
I want to make sure you understand that this simply says that we will cooperate with ICE.
No, it does not say that. I read what it says, and let me talk to you about the results. Do you know who Sakir Akan is? You should, as the governor of New York State. Do you know?
Refresh my recollection.
He was an illegal migrant in New York. And do you know what crime he committed in addition to being here illegally?
No, I do not.
You do not. This was widely reported. He found a 15-year-old girl, threatened her with a metal pole, told her to get into the back seat of his car. He took her clothes off, and he violently raped her in Albany, New York. Do you know who Sebastian Zapita Khalil is?
I'm sure you'll tell me there's many cases, whether they're
These are high-profile cases. Yes. New Yorkers know about them, and you don't. So let's talk about Sebastian Zapita Khalil.
Bam.
Do you know who that is?
Body slam.
I
don't have this.
I have Kathy Hochul last night when she was on the town in Washington D.C. and she's wearing the same green color. There's her. Oof, looking so good. At some point, they heard her dancing and seeing her dancing and saying, "Why so serious?"
Specific details at my disposal, no.
Well, this is an illegal migrant in New York because of your sanctuary state policies.
Tom Shin, comment of the night. She looks like a polished potato. So good.
Do you know what crime he committed?
Potato porn doll.
It's horrible. It looks like if Mr. Potato Head went on drag and borrowed Mrs. Potato Head's facial plugs. It's horrible.
I'm not familiar at this moment.
I bet you're going to be familiar when I remind you. He found a sleeping woman on the subway, lit her on fire, and burned her alive. This is in Hochul's, New York. And as I'm sure you are aware, and I'll remind you, that ICE issued an order to detain this violent criminal, but that was rejected by New York officials due to sanctuary state laws. Now, do you know who Raymond Rojas Basilio is?
I just want to say this. These crimes are horrific.
Because of your sanctuary state policies.
In all of these cases, we would work with ICE to remove them.
You did not in this case. They are walking on the streets because of your policies and your executive order that you signed 3 times. Now, Raymond Rojas Basilio, do you know who that is?
I'm telling you this. I will explain you the policies of New York. We cooperate with, I know you're just trying to.
You do not. Specifically, ICE was told not.
Now, I don't appreciate I don't like Hochul, so I love this, but this pisses me off when Democrats do it too. You know, don't ask a question if you don't want an answer.
Right. If you're just putting her up on the stand just so you can slap her around for 45 minutes, then there's nothing in it. Like, get an exchange going there. We understand that you probably have every maneuver of this chessboard like already prearranged. Right. I get that. But now let's get some actual exchange. Like, at least get her to explain her portion of the story. There may be something moderately reasonable behind it. How do you know? We don't know because you won't let her answer.
Yeah. So,
knock it the fuck off.
Not to detain this individual, and he burned a woman alive.
That being said, continue, please, because this is glorious.
On the New York subways in Kathy Hochul's New York. So I will keep on going. What about Raymond Rojas Basilio? Do you know who that is?
I'm going to tell you our overall policy, which will address all this.
I'll tell you who that is. He is an illegal who molested an 11-year-old in our state because, again, of your sanctuary state policies. This illegal was shielded from federal immigration enforcement and able to commit this heinous crime. And what about Wilson Castillo Diaz? Do you know who that is?
I'm telling you this. We do cooperate fully with ICE in criminal prosecution. Our sanctuary
You're not advocating for these victims.
Only deal
this
with
is a 5-year-old who was raped on Long Island in Nassau County. You are not advocating on behalf of these victims. You are shielding illegals. Even in your opening statement, you prioritize putting illegals first.
That is not
Rapes
true.
of young girls beatings of NYPD cops by illegals who are here under Kathy Hochul's failed policies, burning New Yorkers alive. This is Kathy Hochul's New York. It's one of the many reasons why you're hemorrhaging support from hardworking New York
These are
families.
horrific crimes, and they're heartbreaking.
They're horrific crimes that are committed on your watch. You signed this executive order on your first day in office. You signed it again and again this January. We deserve a governor who stands up for law-abiding New Yorkers.
Next is, and that's why Elise Stefanik is now announcing that she'll be running for governor in 2026. Come on, just put the cherry on top or the pineapple on the pizza.
Doesn't put illegals first, but actually puts New Yorkers first. I appreciate
Rather than
the
going
chairman's-
after the viral moment, I suggest you look at the facts.
I'm standing up for New Yorkers.
No.
Rather than addressing the illegals in New York, you are prioritizing your far-left sanctuary state policies, which you put in place with executive orders.
Well, folks, if that wasn't worth the price of admission, I don't know what is. This has been the message tonight.
That's like Hulk Hogan going after Hervé Villechaize in the WWF SmackDown title.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
By the way, Representative Thomas Massey voted no on Doge cuts today. Now, folks, I know every single bill has pork in it, but if you have 213 congressmen voting for it and 206 Democrats voting against it, this is what is known as party line politics. And just for the sake of your position as a Republican, you should vote with the Republicans. Thomas Cawthon donated $26.25. Pineapple goes on pizza pie. Just wanted to hear Matt say it. Pineapple goes on pizza. No, it doesn't. Doesn't go on. Doesn't go on
gross.
anything. And I said that, and your cunning attempt to deceive me was not appreciated. Your ruse was not appreciated. I hope it feels good. You hope what feels good? Your
Did you
ruse.
just say ruse?
Yeah, your cunning attempt to deceive. What?
Talks like that.
Me.
Your ruse wasn't appreciated.
It's a cunning attempt to deceive someone. No, it's fine. You can make fun of me. It's not. Listen, just because you're illiterate doesn't mean that you have the right to make fun of me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you know what?
syllables.
This is racist. This is bullshit. Because you love
You're
Damani
picking on
Felder.
me because I'm black.
Yeah, no, it's because Damani's black. You love him. Oh, Damani, you're so great because you're a black man who uses big words. But I use them and you make fun of me. You're such a bigot.
I've never said that I like Damani because he uses big words. I
He is
only like him because he's black. He's a brother.
That's right. He's a brother. Speaking of a brother,
I saw this. Yeah.
This person stolen fucking. First of all, you are so unsat with your uniform, shipmate. Charity Lamb, $10.80. Pineapple and pizza mixed with pepperoni and green chili all day long. Finest kind. Yeah, if you like crap. I can just throw shit all over the place on something. It doesn't mean it's good. I can't stand it. By the way, pizza is a pie because it has crust. Like I told you, all pies should have crust. Otherwise, it's not a pizza. Pizza, it's a mousse or it's a gelatin. It is not, or it's a quiche. We've had this argument too. All right, here is this. I'll tell you a little bit about this hooker in a little bit. Matt, don't disrespect our troops. Well, she's not one, so don't worry about it.
We are not pawns.
She's been out for 5 years.
5 years. 5 years. And I guarantee she rolled out on Section 8. So, or she got pregnant. Or she slept with command. One of those. Or something like that.
Why now? It's because the military was called upon innocent protesters. We, in our oath to serve, we serve the people of the United States. The Constitution. Do
you guys see how her American flag is red, white, and blue on her uniform when she's wearing BDUs? Does anyone know what that means? It means she didn't serve. She didn't serve overseas. She's stateside. Because if she was overseas forward deployed, it would be camo flag, not red, white, and blue. So once again, she's a one and doneer. She got in, got out, 5 years removed. Congratulations. Timothy Smith says, "Oh my God, Mr. Tattoo, I would orally pleasure you." I don't think you could.
Whoa.
May I don't know, a little Barry Manilow and some baby oil. It's possible.
Right.
Could be. I don't know. I could gay it up. Just depends. How much are you offering? Let's go ahead and watch this.
Constitutional rights are being stripped and just denied, and the military will not be pawns to that. So I'm calling upon the conscience of military members who served previously and now. We have a conscience, we have mind, and we have a duty and moral obligation to say no and resist evil. We are not pawns for Donald Trump's agenda. Why now? It's because the military was called.
So let me get this straight. This would be like me putting on maybe some Slayer. I don't want aggressive sex, Tim. It's got to be, you got to ease me into this. Maybe not Barry Manilow. Maybe some Celine Dion.
No, I want the aggressive sex.
You want the aggressive sex? Well, you don't have tattoos. He's not talking to you. He's coming on to me. So back off, bitch.
Wow.
I would like That's the greatest cat. Wow. I would want pre-unison Celine Dion, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Pre-unison.
Yeah.
She got a little flighty after that. So I would like
I am your man.
Right. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
Pre-unison. You know, so, where does my heart beat now, Celine Dion? That could gay me up. Some baby oil, a back rub.
Yeah.
Possibly. So now getting back to this until my gay secret lover on YouTube continues to hit on me. I mean, I can do you both. Anybody who wants to sleep with him, fuck you. I have no desire. You can have him. No thanks. No, bitch. Mel Lowe says, "Oh, Kevin, the great camel hunter." What the fuck, Kevin? $10.80.
I love that name.
Thanks. 248, folks. We're in overtime. Come on, man. We got to get this. Let's go. I mean, we got to overdrive.
Dude, have you ever seen camels like out in the wild?
Yeah.
When you're
in the sandbox,
they're terrifying.
Yeah, they're scary. They run.
They're
and
Terry's.
They're the moose of the fucking of the jihad. Yeah, they're scary. And this whole bullshit,
gross.
their whole bullshit that they carry water in their humps is just a complete myth. It's a complete lie. It has to do with the fat content in the humps, and ultimately has the ability to have a higher water content. But it's not like everyone's like, oh my God, they're filling up their humps full of water. You've watched too many Saturday morning cartoons.
Too.
Oh, they suck. They suck. They bite too. Oh God, they suck. I hate camels. Mel Lowe says, does this qualify as stolen valor? If you're wearing your uniform and you're even wearing the ugly birth control glasses from Basic, I don't know if it's stolen valor, but you should probably make it not okay. If I showed up in my ice cream uniform, my Good Humor Man uniform, and I shaved, and we went to that photo shoot, and I was walking around in my dress blues, is that okay? Sure. It would look really stupid because those things don't fit me. And it's not because I'm fat. It's because I have a shit ton more body mass from lifting.
Right.
But if I go like to a military event, like the Navy ball, and I show up in dress blues, that's a problem. Or if I go speak on Fox News and I'm dressed in my dress blues and I lead people to believe that I'm still active duty or a reservist.
That's it right there.
That's stolen valor.
Because what she was doing, right, is she went to that event specifically in that particular uniform to project this illusion that she was in some way, shape, or form still affiliated with the Army. Nobody's going to look at her after the fact and go, oh, well, she's been out for 5 years. How the hell would they know that? They wouldn't. So in that context, she was way wrong. Now, I would give a little bit of grace to maybe somebody who had retired, right? Who had done their full 25 or full 20. And, you know, in some way, if they were able to still rock the uniform, sure, maybe. But again, it depends on context. If you're doing that specifically in political arena, or if you're speaking somewhere, or you are pretending in some way, shape, or form that you're still affiliated, then you're wrong.
And some people are saying she's active reserves. She's more than likely inactive reserves. Right. So when you get out of a 4-year stint, you're in reserves for 8 years, 4 inactive, 4 active. In most cases, unless you're medical SEP or there's another reason why you got out. It doesn't matter. You shouldn't be wearing full uniform unless you're on duty. There's no reason for you to, even if she's reserves, unless you're on duty, and you shouldn't be going to a political rally when you're on duty. You should be doing your job.
Right.
So
exactly.
I don't agree with wearing military uniform. I wore my military uniform, my dress whites on graduation, and I wore my dress blues on out processing. I had a couple meritorious medals and ceremonies to go to and getting my crow, but I never used my uniform. In fact, I threw away everything from the military except for my flight jacket that my buddy gave me. I threw it all. I was so pissed to leave. I was so upset. I didn't want to leave, but I had to get out.
It's fair.
So I just got rid of it. I didn't want to remember any of it. Matt, do you see Fox just reported Israel just launched airstrikes in Iran? No, Dean, thanks, man. Appreciate for the info. Thank you. It's great. Great intel. Thanks, Bubba. He's going to watch it again. Dean, yeah, we knew. We love you, though. We love you. Folks, we are literally 2:48. Can you wear them tonight? Tim, here's the thing.
Well, I could.
Yeah, I just want to be clear with Tim. Tim, I think that you're not being serious. I don't believe that you're truly genuine in your advances. If I thought you were, I might take you seriously and entertain the idea. But I think you're toying with my emotions. You're toying with my latent homosexual fantasies as a middle-aged man who is disenfranchised with his wife and kids. And I don't fucking appreciate it. So,
good Lord.
Please try.
Look, if I got to put my uniform on, I'm pitching. I'm not catching. That's all I'm saying.
So fuck it. If I get that thing dirty, are you kidding me? Do you know the fucking dry cleaning bill on dress whites? It's impossible. That shit don't come out. I had a Taiwanese.
The last thing you ever want to do when you're wearing whites is to say, "Hey guys, want to go to a barbecue?" Never happen.
You know, Taiwanese hookers can spit across the room. You have no idea how hard that is to get out. Surprise me with your tiny peen. Oh, fucking please, bitch. You couldn't no. See, like you can hit me. Listen, there's things you can hit me on. There's a lot of things, but a small dick isn't one of them. It's just not, it doesn't play. People are like, oh yeah, well, you drive a big truck. No, I don't even have a car. So we've got one car in the family. So you're wrong. No. My wife, I have never been asked for a refund. Your wife didn't. She fucking loved it. So, don't know what to tell you. I'm gay, sister. You're gay because women don't like you. That's really not gay by choice. That's gay by necessity because you got to get asked. That's like being gay in prison. You're not really gay in prison. You're just waiting for a better option.
Right. I would like the taco if there were any around. Yeah. Yeah.
Here's your dose of truth for the night. Just something to kind of put a bow on this show where we are short. This is Luna. You guys know her, Rihanna, Paulina Luna, whatever the fuck her name is, Paulina Luna. And I've hit her on some things, but man, this is really spot on when it comes to the Democratic Party. Listen to this, in a slightly Spanish accent. And Leeroy, she's not. Like, I would let her eat crackers in bed, for sure.
She cute.
Do you know my finger scale?
She got a little bit of that senior Sydney Sweeney kind of vibe going on there.
Yeah, I was thinking that, and also the hottest woman on earth. What is her name? Monica Bellucci, like, who single-handedly is the most beautiful woman on the planet. Do you know who Monica Bellucci is, Leeroy?
Nope.
Oh my God. You're kidding
Show
me. Oh, brother.
Please.
Oh, dude. No.
MrSkin.com.
Right. Yeah. Oh, you can, because she's. Oh no, dude. Just hold on. Let me fix this for you. I can't believe you've never seen Monica Bellucci. How is that possible, bro?
I don't know.
Dude, like perfect.
Oh, I know her.
Yeah, who doesn't? Every
Yes.
guy. Yeah, everyone
She was in The Matrix. She was in that.
Yes.
That dumbass. Tears to the Sun with Bruce Willis.
Yes.
Yes.
God, dude, Monica Bellucci. Like, I have a finger scale. Do you have a finger?
Kissing your lips, my love. Yeah.
Oh God, I don't even start. Dude, don't even say it like that. Can you say it a little slower? Hold on, folks. I
can do it. I can do it.
Real important message here. If you haven't checked,
all right. So do you have a finger scale?
Yeah.
Like it would be 4 fingers. I would cut off 4 fingers to sleep with her on one hand. Yeah. Like I would go with a thumb to sleep with her.
Yeah.
She's perfect. Like
I would definitely look like the villain from Jack Reacher at the end of that. Yeah.
Yes. Right. I'd bite off my own finger.
What do I have to give up?
So this guy's like, you need to bite off your fingers in order to. Oh fuck! I said finger. I didn't say all your fingers. I don't care. Where is she? Where is she? I'm here to please her. I've got my fist still. She'll love every minute.
I hope she likes anal beads.
God, Jesus, dude!
Don't get me started.
Angelina Hills, $21.10. Wish it could be more. It's enough. Thank you. We appreciate you. All right, just listen to this. Luna going off. I love. Just really seriously, I want your opinion on this.
And when you use brown people, just like they use black people with BLM and Marxists during BLM to usher that in, when you use brown people and you put Mexican flags with them saying that you stand up for illegal immigrants, but you follow the money and it's going back to the Communist Party, what you're essentially doing is using your platform as elected officials, the trust that the American people have put in you, essentially to usher in communism. You're not actually fighting for American values. Don't roll your eyes because it's a serious topic and that's where the money's coming from. So now I'm informing you, so now you guys can make your decisions, but please be informed, sir, Mr. Walls, that if you truly do uphold the American ideologies and perspectives on the Constitution, you should not be speaking at that rally. I've given you the correct information, and as of right now, I've authorized a letter to be sent to my office to the President of the United States to rescind millions of dollars in funding that we know are going to the No Kings protests that were authorized and basically given under the last administration. That is what Congress is supposed to do, not point fingers, not blame people, but actually ensure that the American people are protected and not fighting for foreign interests, foreign governments, and also the communist.
Will the gentlelady yield for...
And when you use brown...
I'm in love. By the way, real quick, before Leeroy comments, people are like, Monica Bellucci looks like your wife. Yes, but it's not really. Okay, you guys think that like I just like goo goo gaga all over these women? My wife would sleep with Monica Bellucci in a New York minute. That's the thing. Olivia is worse than me. Like we'll be watching. I'm like, oh, she's pretty. And she'd be like, I fuck her. So
hell yeah. This
is my wife. Okay. She you think Olivia says, oh, I'm so innocent and I'm so sweet. Freak. Shame. Ding, shame. Ding, shame. All right, go ahead. What are your thoughts on that video? That was really good.
You know, honestly, the more intellectual, when I turned off when I have closed my eyes and I just listened to what she's saying, I hear a lot of, I don't know if our listeners know who Dr. James Lindsay is, but there's a lot of overtones from Dr. James Lindsay where he had actually suggested that once Marxism kind of stripped away some and relabeled some of the naughty words and embedded itself into American politics, that this was going to be the result. And I think she hit it right on the head.
It's very well said. And you know, I don't like these
people just like
I don't like these hit pieces where they send these people into the lion's den. And I don't like it when Democrats set up Republicans. I don't like it. I don't like it. And even I know it's the opposite side, but I just think they should act with a little more, not professional, decorum, with a little bit more class. And I just can't stand when people ask questions and have no desire to get the answer. They just want you to say something so they can interrupt you. Here's the last example for tonight. This. I have one more after this, but this is Tim Walz getting just absolutely bent over the barrel. Oh my God. This is like when he tried to load the shotgun, which was... Yeah, here it is.
In May 2020, looting, acts of violence, and arson occurred on your watch in Minneapolis after you refused to bring in the National Guard. Governor, your agenda is clear. Free health care, free college and driver's licenses for illegals while handcuffing law enforcement when they're trying to protect our citizens and their communities. If you think that's not a sanctuary state, you shouldn't be governor. By turning Minnesota into a magnet for illegals, you have opened up our communities to dangerous criminals, including known terrorists, gang members, murderers, and child predators. You have sent a resounding message that if you're a hardworking, law-abiding citizen of Minnesota, your safety and well-being are not the priorities of Tim Walz and his administration. But if you're coming to our state illegally, you're not only welcome with open arms, you're entitled to free stuff on the taxpayer's dime. This is absolutely disgraceful. Governor Walz, your sanctuary state agenda has been defined by your utter failure. You have failed to enforce the rule of law. You have failed to uphold our national sovereignty. And most importantly, you have failed the people of Minnesota. The time for radical sanctuary state policy, sir, is over. The voters made that clear last November when they elected President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance. You remember him, don't you? Governor, the time for real leaders and real leadership is now. And with that, sir, actually, Mr. Chairman, I ask unanimous consent to introduce into the record the governor's tweet that I referenced from May 23rd, 2018, which makes it clear his hatred for federal law enforcement. Thank you.
Without objection, so ordered.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes. Chair recognizes Mr. Mfume.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. I have a unanimous consent.
And the very last one before we go.
Damn thing.
But this is blah, 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 blah.
Walz said nothing.
Yeah, Walz is like,
wow.
Whatever. I don't have to dignify that.
Yeah.
You know what? I ran for vice president. The rest is downhill from here. You know what I mean? It's downhill.
I got tampons in the men's room, though. I'll hang my career on that.
Those boys are definitely going to be taken care of. They're not going to have that not so fresh feeling under my watch.
Right.
Folks, this is Karen Bass. We kind of started with her with the graffiti, and we're going to go ahead and close it with her statement as she brought a group of Democrats all together. Folks, we are literally, Angela Hills put in 2010 last time. Thank you. We are $30 away. $30 away. And you know, at this point, Tim, my gay lover on YouTube, a little disappointed. If you can't even afford $30, then how are you going to buy me dinner? So, or breakfast for that matter. Let's be more transparent. Here is Karen Bass. I only have sausage for breakfast.
Oh, I sent Ryan. You got to see this. You got to see this photo. I'm going to send this to you while you're doing that. Go ahead.
Yes, we need a last minute buzzer beater donation for sure because we're, it's we need some help. We need some help. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Here's Karen Bass. Folks, this is AI, so just back off. This isn't real, but it's funny.
Good afternoon, everybody. I called on this press conference because I don't think y'all understood exactly how retarded I am. So I brought all my other retarded Democrat friends up here so you could see what a bunch of retards, most of whom haven't had sex in the last 40 years, look like. Just look at our faces. These are the faces of women who haven't been touched in a long-ass time, you guys. That's why we're here. We want everyone else to be miserable and retarded, just like us. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody.
Tim says, okay, tattoo, I would throat you, but gotta go. You can't even afford fucking a $30 donation. You're cheap.
Oh, God.
Geez, dude, I could get more from a freaking $5 gay prostitute on the street corner. He'd probably at least buy me a 7-Eleven coffee. Sorry, dude, I don't do poor people. Poor gay men are just the worst. So if you had some money, I would roll over for you like a pack of cigarettes in prison. But no, sorry, dude, you ain't worth my time.
We were driving up to see my sister-in-law, and we had to cut through the Cleveland area, and we're riding along I-90, and my oldest son from the back. Thank you, Mr.
Matt. It's Matt. It's Howard. It's Hollandaise.
Oh, okay.
Goal got you, sir. Thank you, buddy.
5405. Thank you, sir.
See, I'll have sex with Matt Holiday because he can actually afford it. He's not broke. He's not on EBT and food stamps like Tim. Tim, you're low rent. You're a scrub. Go ahead, Leeroy.
So Ryan, we had the windows down. It was kind of a hot day, and the moment I even cracked him, Ryan said from the back seat with the radio down, and we were all listening. He goes, "Man, it smells like the pores." I was like, "Oh my god, dude!" It smells like the pores.
Dude, I was in Lompoc, California.
Goddamn.
I was in Lompoc, California, and my dad was scouting Napoleon Kaufman, who played for Lompoc High School, and he was very, very prominent running back, played for the Raiders. And he was a punt returner, but also running back, and was an amazing, explosive. Napoleon Kaufman was great. And it's me and Mr. Albrent, Tim Albrent's dad, and he was a painter. And my dad was in his Colorado Buffaloes recruiting in scout gear. And he couldn't approach the people. He couldn't approach the players because it's against NCAA violation. So I was there, and I would always go down to my Buffaloes gear, and I would go to the players like Eric Turner and Napoleon Kaufman and Charles Woodson and Sal Anesi, and like my dad got to recruit a bunch of great players and work with them. And I would go up and I'd be like, "Hey, I just want to let you know the Colorado Buffaloes are really excited about you. We're watching you and wanted to say thanks." And Napoleon Kaufman, but right before that, we got out of the car. And I remember this explicitly. I was listening to Wilson Phillips on tape. And,
One more day. Sure.
Yeah, one more day. Right, dude. Absolutely. You're gold, right? So was listening to it and was just rewinding, but, break free another day, whatever. Listening to it.
Right.
Or Ooh, You're Gold, or whatever the song was. And Wilson Phillips, they rocked. So I get out of the car. It's a Honda 85 Accord Burgundy, which they were either blue or burgundy. They were light blue or burgundy. And I get out of the
screams 80s.
Yeah, I get out of the back, and everything's a Chevelle or a Ford Fairlane. It looks like we're in Cuba, for fuck's sakes. Everything's like 10 years old. They're hoopties. It's Lompoc, California. It's literally like if you're white, you got 5 minutes. It's like a sundown town for white people. So I get out, my dad gets out, Mr. Albrent gets out, and then we're stretching because it's a 2-hour drive from Ventura or whatever it was. And everyone's moving into the game. Everyone's going towards the one gate, right? So there's just people walking by, and everybody's wearing Georgetown and Yankees gear and Dodgers, and it's all Crips. It's total fucking Cripville, right? Anyone's wearing red, you hear a pop 2 seconds later. It's like guy walks out and he's like, "Yo, man, pop." He's gone. Blood's getting shot. So I go out and I look around and I go, "So this is what the ghetto looks like." Oh, fuck, dude. And you got to understand, in the car, my dad's making jokes. He's like, I'm not racist. I love black people. Everyone should own one. God, what's 100,000 black people at the bottom of the ocean? A good start. What's 10,000 black people jumping out of planes? Night. And that was the jokes back then. Just fucking racist.
Yeah.
And it didn't mean nothing by it. My dad loved black people, but it was just they got into racist. Right. So I'm listening to him, as I'm chomping on my popcorn, listening to Wilson Phillips. And Mr. Albrent's like, "Hey, I can't believe we're going into the ghetto." And they're talking about, I don't know what the fuck the ghetto is. I'm a young kid. I'm like, I don't know what that is. So I'm just listening to these racist jokes and just going, ha ha, not even understanding what's being said.
Right.
So when I get out, I'm like, figure I'd create conversation. Oh, so this is what the ghetto looks like, because I had no idea what a ghetto. Man, I had never seen my father move so fucking fast as he flew over the hood and clapped his hand over my mouth. And he's like, "Matt, shut the fuck up." And Mr. Albrent's like, "Are you trying to get us killed?" And I'm like, what's wrong with you guys? And then my dad takes me, I'm like, "You're the one who called it a ghetto." And Mr. Albrent's like, "Just shut him up, Richard." Dude, the looks that we got. And of course, black people don't care because they're not assholes. No. They're just looking at us and go, crackers are being crackers and just walking by us. And they don't have a mean bone in their body because we didn't have anything of value.
Right.
Anyway, go ahead.
For my 1 minute, and I'm going to tell you the best story ever. when Sandy's dad, that's my wife, for everyone who's watching, when Sandy's dad was really, really sick, we went up to Cleveland. And at one point, so we were staying at my sister-in-law's house, and we all piled in a car and we were headed down into Cleveland. And so what Ryan, my oldest son, again, what he would do is
this kid
take charge of the radio, just because that's what he was doing. He was, in his early 20s, and that's what kids in their early 20s do, is they take over the radio. Now, for anybody who's ever been to the Cleveland Clinic, it is in the middle of a pretty urban area. Fine, don't really care, because that's where her dad was getting the best treatment.
Right.
So we pull up, and my son is absolutely, with every intention, trying to play the most offensive music you could possibly imagine at full volume.
Is it white
so
people
that when
music?
we pulled up, no, it was a song called "We Cry Together." For everyone who's listening, yeah, I can't remember the rapper's name, but it's just absolutely like, it's these two people who are arguing, right? And this one dude is basically, it's his girlfriend and him who are arguing, and it is basically them two just yelling at each other in the most profane manner you could possibly imagine. So we pull up just as the valet comes out to park the car, doors open up, this music is playing full volume, and all
This
you're
is
hearing
recent.
This was like 2 years ago.
Okay, so Kendrick Lamar. Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar, yes. And it was just the look on the valet's face, which was like, same thing, just like what you just described. It was, he just looked at us like
what the
white people.
What right?
Like fucking white people, man.
See,
so great.
I have so much respect for the barrio. I have so much respect for the ghetto and the hood. I can walk into any area and I'll survive.
Yeah.
And it's not because I'm
like
tough,
that too.
because I'm street smart. I know not to disrespect. I know I'm in a foreign area. It's just like when we would go into hotspots and overseas. You stay small, and you show deference. And
yes,
it's like if you run into a bear or a cougar, lower your eyes. So I've walked down some pretty tough streets, and I never got messed with, because I don't give any vibes that say screw with me.
Right.
Iran photo doesn't seem in real time, is it? Yeah, it was. This just happened. All right, Matt has a joke. Two deer walk out of a gay bar. One says to the other, "I can't believe I blew $50 in there." Yeah, it's funny. It's like the Andrew Dice Clay. Jack and Jill went up the hill both with $1.25. Jill came down with $2.50. What a fucking hoe. All right, Leeroy, give us a recap so we can get the hell out of here tonight.
You know what? I can't even think of anything right now. We just had such a good night. We hashed over a lot of politicians who were putting their foot in their mouth. We hashed over the Iran-Israel strikes. Yeah, that's all I can really recall, because other than that, we just had a lot of fun and laughed.
Oh, God.
Which is actually, those are the best shows. Those are the best shows when I can't recall anything, because we've been tossing jokes and comments back and forth all night and laughing. Good show.
The breakfast in Ukraine, the Chernobyl.
You saw that?
So ridiculously bad, dude.
I said that to my kid.
It's
the Chernobyl.
It's excellent. It's
so
excellent.
I love it.
So,
but they didn't require heat to cook that, right?
Right. It makes sense. Right. I'll give my 1 minute. Is I say stuff that is not politically correct. Why? Because I lived a life where I worked in corporate offices where if you said any of the things that I say, you'd be fired. I don't play that game anymore. Anybody wants to challenge my work history and how many diverse people I hired when it wasn't cool to do so, when I would work in some of the toughest neighborhoods because I was not afraid of challenging communities, and I wasn't afraid of working hard for money and asking people for money that they didn't have in sales. I have a massive respect for black people. I have a massive respect for Mexicans, Jews, Gentile, transgender people. I don't give a shit. There's value in everybody.
Same.
There's value in everyone. But with that value that I find in you, it means you got to have a fucking sense of humor. And I'm going to make fun of you. I will tell black jokes. I'll tell Jew jokes. I'll tell white jokes. I don't care. I make comments about everybody because it's funny. And that's what this is about. This show is Don't Unfriend Me. And it has a comedic edge at times, but we get serious way too often. And if we can't sit here and laugh and talk about how every single father that we had said things that were like, whoa, we grew up with it. And we pretend that we've never heard the word gay before. We pretend that we haven't heard fag before, that we haven't heard the N-word before. Every one of you have. That's how you know not to use it. And the one thing that differentiates us from our parents is that we learned. You should be able to laugh at those things. We like to laugh at those things. Folks, we'll be here tomorrow night with Dave Bondi, Olivia, and I. And then this will be the last time you see this.
That set.
This set. This set's done. We will not be in this room anymore. We won't be in this set anymore. Everything changes. We're going to be in the new studio. And I promised you by the 15th, and damn it, I'm going to hold myself to it. The show may not be perfect on Monday, but damn it, we're going to have one. So, mini stroke. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on Red Friday tomorrow with Dave Bondi. Leeroy, I always love having you on. Dude, I love our Tuesdays and Thursdays. I look forward to them every week. And I won't cheat on you with I won't cheat on you that YouTube guy. He's just a fling.
I get it. I get it.
Good night, everybody. God bless. Thanks for taking care of each other.
Love
Talk
you
to guys
guys.
tomorrow.
Peace out, homies.
Thanks, buddy. Oh, shit. That was almost cool. Let's try it again. Thanks, buddy.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me show with your hosts, Matt, Leeroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.